What's going on, guys? Triple G Beast here, and I'm joined with my friends here today. I have Jackson, Logan, Anthony, and Travis, aka Nightmare. He hates to be called Travis because he loves giving people nightmares, I guess.
Yeah. That's a really bad thing to do to other people.
Yeah, so we're here to discuss The Last Jedi. Star Wars The Last Jedi, Episode 8. For whatever reason, Episode 8 was taken out of its title, which is kind of strange to me, but whatever. So we're here to discuss various things about the film, and I would like to make a quick disclaimer is we're not going to just simply be talking about how much we hate The Last Jedi and this is a horrible film, it's dishonoring to Star Wars fans. No, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to have, it's more of like what I call a healthy discussion where we're not just going to be saying, oh, this movie sucks, it sucks, it sucks. No, we're going to be talking about actual criticisms and genuine concerns that we have about the film as a whole and how it affects past and future Star Wars films as well as the future for what may hold for the Star Wars franchise being under the new Lucasfilm, aka Kathleen Kennedy, and I'll get to her later on. So just various concerns that we have about it. We're going to be talking about things that we like about the film as well as things that we didn't like. So overall, I think each of us has varying opinions on the film. Some of us like certain characters in it, some of us don't. Some of us like certain scenes, some of us don't. So it's really more of a video where each person here has a different type of opinion. And who knows, maybe we'll have a different opinion by the time this video is finished. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're first going to be just giving our general statement on what we thought as the film as a whole, and then we're going to try to go through the film from beginning to end, try to outline each scene, and discuss our opinion on that. And really we want it to, just as every single one of us is a big Star Wars fan, right? I think it's safe to say all of us have a huge passion for this franchise. So no secret here. We all love Star Wars, and that's why we're making this video. We care about it. It's not that, you know, you can be a Star Wars fan and not like a Star Wars movie. Like, I don't know why people say that you have to like this film to be a Star Wars fan. I just think that that's absolutely ridiculous. I think you're allowed to have criticisms about any movie in general, especially one where it's part of a franchise you really like. So I just want to get that thrown out there, that don't expect this video to just be, you know, these five guys just ranting and raging about a film the entire video, because we're not little children. No, we're going to be discussing various things about what we liked and what we didn't like. So from the get-go, what I would first like to talk about is how this movie really was advertised. So Star Wars The Last Jedi, we first saw that title and every single one of us got hyped, because to me, that feels like a lot of stakes are being raised from the title alone. So I think it's safe to say, because of the marketing of this movie, we all got hyped. You know, we saw the movie and it was in red text, we're like, ooh, shit's gonna happen. And it was marketed as being a lot more dark than The Force Awakens, a lot more story heavy. Characters were going to really go through some big, you know, issues. And in a way, that really gives you the right to be hyped up about this movie. A lot of people say that their expectations were far too high because they were so hyped for it. But really, I blame the marketing for that. They marketed this as being like the grand scheme of a big change in Star Wars. It's taking risks. It's going to be a brand new, unique story. The Force Awakens, yes, it was somewhat similar to A New Hope, but not The Last Jedi. It's shit's going to hit the fan, I'm telling you. And it was very, very hyped. And the trailers are really good too. I can watch those trailers today and say, wow, those are really well executed, making my hype upscale even more. And really, it's safe to say that every Star Wars fan was excited to see it prior to it coming out. I'm one of those people that liked The Force Awakens. I didn't think it was an amazing film, but I do think it was a good movie. It was a pretty fun movie. I don't think it's one of those movies where you can watch multiple times over and over and over again. I do think, though, it is like a regular fun movie. Some problems with it, sure, but overall, I thought The Force Awakens was pretty enjoyable. I'm curious, what did you guys think of The Force Awakens?
Honestly, I thought it was a pretty carbon copy of New Hope.
I completely agree on that, too.
I mean, J.J. Abrams did say something about that, but I can't remember exactly what he said.
It was an interesting introduction to these new characters and new plot.
Oh, yeah.
But if you think about it, it's really just a carbon copy of New Hope.
It like mirrored New Hope, or not New Hope, but yeah, A New Hope in like some similar ways too that I noticed when I first saw it. I'm like, this kind of reminds me of the very first Star Wars movie that came out. But I enjoyed it a lot.
Do you guys think that Disney was trying to play it safe by just trying to carbon copy A New Hope, or?
I think they were like kind of confused on what they should do at first to approach like this new set of films, because this is like the first Star Wars movie since like Disney bought the rights back in I think like 2012. I think they were like kind of confused as to what they should do for like the first movie, so they were just maybe thinking, oh, we should just try it this way and see how it like plays out or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to do as well.
Maybe.
I totally agree.
Think they were trying to play it safe. I completely think they were trying to play it safe, because it was... I don't know, just certain things about it felt, yes, copied, but at the same time, it was original in certain ways, but in the end it did end up kind of looking like they just stole some elements from the original movie.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the first parts where Finn pretty much defected. Yeah. That was original, in my opinion. But everything else,
some of the stuff they did
mostly everything else was, oh, that's from New Hope.
Yeah.
Starkiller Base, that was
Yeah.
the new Death Star. The way it got destroyed, the new
Bigger Death Star.
It was just
Yeah, it's bigger Death Star.
As Han Solo said, so it's the Death Star, just bigger.
It's just
Yeah.
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 and not a giant laser, it's literally just the sun.
Yeah.
To be fired out like a laser.
I think one of the other things why we all got hyped with The Last Jedi is Rian Johnson, a lot of the other producers, specifically said, we're going to be answering all of your, well, at least most of your questions that were raised in the Force Awakens story. I said, okay, I can get behind that. A lot of people had genuine concerns about The Force Awakens, like, why is Rey so suddenly powerful? How is she able to learn the Force so quickly? Why is Luke, all by himself on this island? Why isn't he out there fighting against the First Order and helping prevent them from expanding? And, many other elements like that people had questions about. Who were Rey's parents? Another thing that just came to my mind. Who was Snoke? Yeah, all of these questions, right? And we were told that most, if not all of these questions will be answered in The Last Jedi, so that made me hyped for it even more. So then the film came out. The first time I saw The Last Jedi, my first reaction was, that was alright. I didn't think it was that bad. There were a lot of people that really hated it when they first saw it, but for me, I'm someone, especially when it comes to a franchise I really love, I like to see it a couple more times at least, just to really analyze it. Honestly, the more I watch the movie, the harder it is for me to watch it. I feel like if I watch it again, I have to, force myself to get through certain scenes. You know what I mean?
Well, that middle part.
We'll get to that in a minute.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. The opening scene I really like. I always like movies that open when shit's just going down. You know what I mean? I like how it's immediately the Resistance is trying to escape, and then all of a sudden the First Order is pursuing them and is starting to wipe them out. I was hyped at that point. But there are certain things here and there that I really do think weren't really necessary, that made the film far longer than it should have been. And this is already noteworthy from one of the very first things in the film that I did not like, and I think they should have just cut out completely. You guys remember that that phone call conversation that Poe had?
Yeah, they tried throwing comedy in way too early.
Yeah, it was very strange to me how it was almost like a teenager joke in a way. It was like a joke that was written by teenagers, like, hello, can you hear me? Something's wrong with this line, and I'm holding for General Hux, or his mother, maybe it says mother there. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, here's the problem. Yeah. Star Wars does not have cell phones. There is no hold, so the joke does not make sense.
Especially in the first 5 minutes, though.
The first 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
First 5 minutes, you have more action and more, okay, what's really going on? 'Cause, yeah, you got that little text at the beginning, the little slideshow, And then all you see is ships and zoom in of the planet.
Oh yeah, and they're
And then
evacuating.
evacuating.
And
then that happens. It's
people.
like,
And then you got
do we really want this right now?
we got Poe coming in like, holding
The
for
problem
a
is
hello.
when you make the enemy seem silly, they are not intimidating anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not scared of Hux. I'm not. He's not one bit scary to me. If the movie would have played out where as soon
Intimidating,
as,
as
Poe pulls out to the
threatening.
ship, and then
Oh,
Poe tries to communicate with Hux answers it, and then Poe says, you know, look, you don't have to attack us or just let us escape, whatever the case may be. And then Hux gives about, you know, some intimidating speech about how he doesn't care. His orders are given by Snoke, and Hux just wants to take them all out. And then without even letting Poe finish, Hux just goes, "Open fire!" and just starts shooting at him. I would have been like, oh
Yeah, no,
shit, Hux isn't taking shit from
he's-
anybody. But
yeah, he
instead,
ain't
it's
playing.
played out for jokes, you know? So, other than that, I thought the opening chase scene was mostly fine. I'm curious, so in that same scene, we have that bit. The first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, because it was almost like very, very suspenseful in a way, where that last Resistance bomber was trying to destroy that dreadnought, and you had one left. And then you have Rose's sister, and I apologize, I can't remember her name, mainly because it was said like twice. But Rose's sister is in that ship.
That and she
And
just died way too early.
She's trying to get the detonator to launch the bombs and everything. A lot of people have problems with that bit because the bombs just drop onto the dreadnought and there's no gravity in space. Me personally, you know, when it comes to Star Wars, you just have to accept the fact that there's dumb shit in this universe, and you just have to accept it. You know what I mean? People try to put realism into Star Wars movies, and I just think that's unnecessary.
I thought it was cool, but yeah, at the same time, now you bring up the whole gravity thing. It's like, oh, how does that really work now?
I didn't mind it really. You know, Star Wars.
I thought it was a pretty cool shot, in my opinion. Just
I thought
It was pretty cool shot, but it's like, okay, so where's the gravity in this?
yeah, because the bombs were dropping like immediately instead of like floating because they were in space. It was they just dropped straight down immediately. I'm just like, wait, what? So there's like gravity in space now or something like that? I don't know.
For me, it wasn't a big deal because, you know, it's
It wasn't a big deal. Yeah, I agree with that.
It was just
it's a movie
dropping
about
bombs.
space
Not much to it.
wizards, for fucking sake.
Yeah.
You know?
Space Star Wars with the Force and everything. I mean, of
Just
course
like
it
it's that,
they
it's
were
that,
gonna say
it's that
that
small
at
little
least
detail.
once.
It's like, how the fuck are these getting to there?
Yeah. It wasn't a big issue to me because when you look at Star Wars, I mean, there's explosions in space. People can, you know, telekinesis powers and all this other shit. So it's just one of those things where I didn't really mind, to be honest.
It happened.
So we gotta get to this bit.
It was
this
a cool shot though.
This takes place a little bit after that. Actually, another thing, even before that, we have Finn walking around in that Bacta tank. The first time I saw that in the movie, I don't think anybody in the theater laughed. It was just weird, him walking around in that suit with like stuff leaking out of it. Like that just wasn't funny to me. Like that was just cringy, and it was the way it was filmed was like silly, but it just wasn't that funny to me.
Yeah, one of the many pointless things in the film, and we'll
Heard
get
one
to
person
it
laugh in the
later.
theater. That's about it.
I barely
I
paid
don't really
attention
know,
to it.
like-
I was there. I was like, oh, you know.
What was even the point of Finn almost being hyped as being in paralysis? I honestly thought that after Kylo, you know, sliced his back in The Force Awakens and he passed out, I thought he would have had like some type of injury that would have severely hindered him from doing a lot of his abilities in the next movie. But in this one, it really nope. He's just putting Bacta and he's fine.
He's all
Yeah.
good.
Star Wars. I mean, heck, Luke got his arm
Wouldn't it
cut
have
off.
been
and-
interesting if like he had some kind of like mechanical spine or something, and he could only walk around for like a certain amount of time, and it has to be powered up and everything, and he's starting to feel like he's more and more worthless in a way. I felt that would have made things a little bit more, you know, sad for his character. Sure, it would have been sad,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it also would have made him, you know, you would have been more sympathetic with him. But I feel like it was just one of the side plot elements that was just kind of forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly
he's been there for a
thought
little while and he's okay.
something. I watched another video on this and it was actually very interesting. Someone said, "What if every single First Order trooper is injected with like some type of surgical implant that allows the First Order to track wherever they are? Wouldn't it be interesting if Finn had some type of tracking device inside him that the First Order kept finding them that way? The only way for them to stop tracking them is if Finn would have to die."
That would be actually really interesting.
That would be kind of wow.
It would make the story feel more intense, and it would make you be on like the edge of your seat the entire time, because
Like, are they gonna
if
kill
that
him?
was
Are they
to
gonna kill
happen,
him?
yeah, it would make you think: is he gonna have to kill himself? Is he gonna have like to be sacrificed or something? I don't know. It would been a really cool story element if they added that in there.
That would have made it a lot
I
more
think-
dark too. Like, what if they said it's one of those implants that's injected inside the brain, so even if you took it out, it would kill the person. So he has to keep it inside of himself. You know, they marketed this movie to be very dark, but instead we got, Finn walking around with the back tank falling over himself with goo leaking out.
So
okay,
dark.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Like,
so
that's so
dark.
dark.
Ooh, shit's hitting the fan. Ooh.
Like, I'm good, guys. I'm okay. By the way, where's Ray?
Oh yeah, that's
Guys.
right.
Right!
Ray.
He hits his head on the fucking tank. I'm like,
He's like,
cringe.
They
Cringe.
tried to make him like the comic relief character, but they just made him out to be a joke. Like, ugh.
Honestly,
That's one of my
his use
big
kind of
points.
died to me.
It just they
mean,
reversed Finn's character development. So by the end of Force Awakens, he was looking to be this badass who could take on Kylo Ren with a lightsaber. And now in The Last Jedi, he's back to being this goofball pretty much. And
Yeah.
it just sucks.
He almost has the
He's
same
actually
story in a way. Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
I mean, they had something going for Finn at first, like in Force Awakens, where he said he was taken from a family he'll never know or never met.
They never
Like, they
explore
could've-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have explored that. Maybe focus on that to learn more about Finn, so we can see like what happened.
If, like,
what?
You know what would have been crazy? What if Phasma was secretly Finn's mother?
Impossible.
I'm just saying.
That's interesting.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Or what if, not even that, let's just throw that out the window. What if, like, somehow there's some battle going on between the Resistance and the First Order, and then Finn is starting to, shoot some of the First Order troops, and then, let's say, the Resistance is starting to win, and then Finn's like, okay, let's take them all to be prisoners or whatever, and then one of them takes their helmet off, and they're like, do you really want to take your own family as hostages? I would have been like, or something. There's so many cool ideas they could have put in, but again, I feel like there's this huge, like, I don't know, there's this huge void between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi in terms of story connections or things they could have done that were just not taken away. I want to mention this now, too, before I forget. Where the hell are the Knights of Ren? Where are they?
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah,
Are
the
they-
Knights
That's
of
what I was
Ren.
thinking.
They don't even tell us if
Where
they're
are
alive
they?
or not. Where the hell are they?
Yeah, they
In the
just
first movie,
completely
did they really
forget
even
about
talk about him that much? All I remember is seeing a scene where it showed the Knights of Ren. They never explained anything
Yeah, it
after
was-
that.
Well,
I want you
Snoke
guys to
did
look up
mention
in
them in the
Google.
film earlier.
Just Google what the Knights of Ren looked like, and look at the Wikipedia of their descriptions. The way they're written and the way they look is so fucking badass. It just, like, boggles my mind. Why don't they have a bigger role in this? Why don't we have at least one scene where Kylo is training the Knights of Ren in a way?
I mean, he did take
Show 'em
the,
Because we
he
need
did
to
take
have
the
Ben
students from Luke.
Swolo.
Yeah, like, I felt like they could have expanded on that a lot more, where it shows Kylo, like, taking a handful of students away from Luke and then training them, or
mean, that's what he
brainwashing
did.
them or something. Yeah, but
Yeah,
at least
I mean,
show
He
that
took,
to
the,
us.
he took the other students and took them to Snoke, I think.
If they showed that,
That
it
Snoke
would've-
can pretty much say, okay, there you go.
So now we
Yeah,
know who these guys are and why they're with him.
If they at
Why
least
they
showed
joined him.
that, it would have made us be like, yeah, this is way darker, but they didn't show that. In fact, I think the Knights of Ren, I could be wrong, I think they're mentioned maybe once in The Last Jedi, if that. But
Nope, not
they're pretty
once.
much non-existent. I
Can't
feel like
remember.
if you want to have the enemy be more intimidating, in terms of having the enemy seem like being very powerful, like sure we have Snoke, but he's usually in the background. We need to have someone on the front lines that make us worry for our protagonists, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like if they included the Knights of Ren starting to attack our characters, it would have made things a lot more at stake. But they're not mentioned. They're not shown ever. Like, I feel like if you have a handful of people like that are very well trained and powerful, why aren't they helping you fight the Resistance? It just doesn't make sense to me. Moving on from that is, we have that scene where Rey hands Luke Anakin's / Luke's old lightsaber, which is never explained how it was found. It was just
Because originally it just fell through Cloud City.
yeah, and some reason it's indestructible. It fell from the clouds all the way down to the ground, but it just so happened to be found and it's not destroyed.
Well, we never even
explained.
knew if it was. We never knew if there was a ground or not.
It's a
Yeah,
gas giant. No, there's
never
no
explained.
ground.
The problem is it
Unless
was never
Luke
explained.
like took it and just, unless Luke took it and hid it somewhere and like where it may be found or something like that.
There's a
he
deleted
find
scene
it?
in The Empire Strikes Back
I
where the
don't
Millennium
know.
Falcon circles around and then catches it in midair.
I don't know. Either way,
You have one of those one of those Cloud City security guards in those bipod ships.
What the fuck is this?
oh yeah.
It just lands on one of their heads. Like, what the fuck? Where'd this come from?
Where'd it go from?
The hell is this thing?
And then Maz just so happens to like find it. It's like, okay. Never explained. But anywho, what did you guys
had it for
think
ages,
of Luke tossing the saber over his shoulder and then just walking away?
I'll be honest.
Ah!
I'll be honest.
I can't.
I did laugh the first time I watched it. I thought it was funny at first.
I
Knowing
did too,
how
but
they
that
did
was
move.
because,
I didn't know what to think.
it was a joke at the time,
Like,
but then
whoa.
after thinking about it more, I was like, why would he do that?
It's like he just doesn't care. He's like, I don't want anything. I don't want your shit. I don't want to take it anymore.
Why would he do that, though? Like, if I can imagine Luke Skywalker, he would be asking Rey a million questions. Who are you? How did you get this? And where did you come from? And this and that. And, you know, it should have, like, wouldn't it have been cool as if he picked that lightsaber up and then we get some, like, very quick, like, flashes on screen of Luke fighting Vader and then Vader saying, you know, I am your father. You know, have that whole scene, like as a quick flashback play out and then Luke just starts to cry in a way.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been so... Ugh. And he just throws it over his shoulder. Like, I don't care what Luke Skywalker has been through. He would never do that. That's like throwing away, like, his legacy, not giving a shit. That doesn't make sense to me. We'll talk about how Luke
Pretty much the way it
Skywalker was
was.
treated later on, but I wanted to bring that point up. It is kind of funny the first time you see it, but when you think about it in terms of Luke's character, it just doesn't make sense to me. So there was a specific scene which I will never understand why they took out. However, there is, in fact, a deleted scene where Luke asks
Oh, I know what
Rey,
you're talking about.
Wait,
I know
where's
what you're talking
Han?
about, I got you.
And then it cuts, and then it shows him sitting down by himself, crying, and there's emotional music playing. That was deleted. Why?
I saw that on
They had to
YouTube, and
make
I was just
room
thinking,
for green milk.
They had to make room for the freaking milk scene, but they. Are you serious?
Alright, so you need to show him, like, fucking
Milking, whatever
getting
the hell
milk
that
from a
thing
thing
was.
that's pregnant.
There's a
kind of
video
thing.
where Mark
Yeah.
Hamill actually
And
said
really?
it perfectly. Yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
oh,
Mark Hamill.
show emotion. Yeah, like, yeah, we have time to show Luke Skywalker milking an alien. Yeah, no problem. But show emotion, we don't have time for that.
And Mark Hamill.
I didn't know
made
this
it
is
clear,
DC.
man. Mark Hamill made it pretty freaking clear that he was not happy by anything. He wasn't happy the way they did his character either. So
Not at all. So
He was
fun fact,
disappointed,
and
just
this
like
is
everyone
gonna
else.
piss you guys off. This is probably gonna piss everyone watching this video off. For those of you that are,
Oh,
for
dear.
like the 1% of people out there that are defending that scene being in there. Did you guys know that alien sea moose or whatever the fuck that disgusting thing was. Did you know that was not CGI? That was a practical effect. That animatronic thing actually costed $2 million to make.
Oh,
No way.
yeah.
No way.
I am
$2
dead
million.
fucking
Are you
serious.
serious?
What a waste of money.
So they
Dude.
wasted
$2 million
their-
for that
They
cringy,
wasted-
dumb fuck scene.
So
They wasted
they
$2
would.
million
Oh
for,
my
for,
god.
for that. Just
For
add
that.
that.
Instead
scene.
of doing the
To
Han
add
Solo
that
scene for
scene,
free.
Are you
you kidding me?
serious, Disney or whoever the hell, Ryan Johnson, whoever the hell's in control of this? Are you freaking serious?
I think Catherine Kennedy kind of went, nope, this is my movie now.
Either way, Kevin Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, Disney,
She like-
they're all in control.
She'd be like, "This is my
Jesus
show,
Christ.
bitch."
Are you serious?
Surprise! I'm
Come
taking
on,
the
man.
wheel.
What's funny is
So-
they
wheel,
carried
dude.
in that giant animatronic by helicopter. They attached all these cables to it, and they had to fucking like lift the thing over to the island and
Oh,
then carefully
God.
drop it down. The whole
That must have
process
been a
and
pain in the
creating just creating the thing was $2 million. All the other expenses of carrying it there and assembling it cost even more.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Imagine being in Mark
Jesus.
Hamill's shoes and hearing about this. Ugh.
I think I'd just puke everywhere,
See him
honestly, if I was
doing-
Mark Hamill, because
doing
that's
what he did.
a huge waste of money right there.
Yeah,
When they so they had to use $2 million to get an animatronic for
Yeah.
a scene that was so pointless, instead of adding in the Han Solo
The-
scene, which was probably
yeah.
didn't cost anything to do that. It was
yeah, just
I don't know.
Simply,
I don't know what was going through their heads when they were doing that, honestly.
Like,
I
simply-
What it
that was-
costed was the
many-
actor's time.
Do you
And
know
their
how many
paycheck.
fan films, how many Star Wars fan films are out there that are actually genuinely very good? Like, I'll just throw one out there, Darth Maul Apprentice. Do you know
Yeah.
how many fan
I've seen
films
that.
that
Great.
are made extremely well for less than $10,000? And when you have the budget...
And they don't make money off of it.
Yeah, they don't make any money off of it, but when you have the budget that this film had, and you waste money like that on a absolutely disgusting, pointless, cringy scene that adds
Ugh.
nothing to the story or any of the characters whatsoever, how does that make sense? Like, even if for those of you out there, the very, very few of you that are out there that don't mind that scene being in there, how can you defend that scene being included when it costed that much, when that money could have been spent anywhere else and it could have improved? Like, let's improve on even though the CGI was well done, let's improve upon the CGI. Let's add in some more character development scenes. Let's expand some of the action scenes. But no, let's add in this pointless scene that just makes Luke look like an idiot.
yeah, it's a quick scene too. It's like, oh, he goes in there, milks. Ray looks at the thing, done. Doesn't take
I
that
think
long.
the thing I hated the most was Luke's face after he drank it. He was like, gnarls at Ray. He was like,
Oh my
you got
God.
no.
Oh.
I'm fucking done, dude. It's so
Like, what is that?
dear
What is
God.
that face he makes after he drinks it? I mean, he's almost like trying not to jizz.
Oh, so good.
like, what are you looking at?
Breast milk. This is,
Got a problem?
this is what you're gonna go through, Ray, when you're older.
I'm like, I'm so sorry, Mark Hamill. We feel bad for. I feel bad for Mark, man. He had to go through that. He had to do that.
$2 million.
He had to go through that. I feel so bad for Mark Hamill, man. I really do. God, that's what Mark Hamill had to go through, guys. That's what he had
That's
to
just
go
one
through.
of the
and I
many
feel-
scenes that he absolutely loathed. It's like, I don't want to do this shit, but I don't have a choice. I'm in contract. Fuck.
Yeah, he has no choice, pretty much. There ain't nothing he can do about it, really.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that scene. What did you guys think of Kylo destroying his mask? Did you care?
I thought
I thought it was
symbolic.
interesting.
I mean, it does raise interest a little bit, I guess. Questions, maybe.
'Cause now he goes from this Star Wars, Darth Vader fanboy to,
Yeah.
oh, he's his own person now.
Yeah, he does mention.
He
like,
now just
let the
learned
past-
that he's not the Darth Vader Snoke wanted.
Yeah, I didn't
pretty
mind
much-
it. I feel
he's
like it was
saying-
kind of him letting go of trying to be like Darth
Yeah.
Vader.
Let
wanting
the
to be
past
his own
die.
guy.
Let the past die. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Disney.
Kill it if
Let
you must.
let the prequels die. We're doing things our own way now.
Yeah. Fuck them prequels.
Fuck the
Fuck them
prequels.
prequels. Just smash.
Fuck
He
them.
smashes the freaking thing. Fuck
Fuck the
prequels.
old characters. Fuck them. Just let the past die.
Except maybe
My
Revenge.
movie now.
Except maybe Revenge
Ryan
of the Sith. That
Johnson.
one was okay.
Yeah, but
Ryan
Disney
Johnson
Disney
saying,
doesn't
fuck
care.
you to the prequels.
They say fuck all that movie. Fuck them all. Fuck the expanded universe. Let it all die. Just let it all die. Fuck it all.
I
That
mean,
is a mistake.
That was a big mistake. Is getting rid of a lot of that as canon. You know.
God, why?
But
Why?
speaking of the expanded universe, what was? Can you guys tell me what exactly was the point in having the sacred Jedi texts in the movie? What was the point?
For there to be the next movie? Obviously.
Could that be the next movie? What
Seriously,
purpose
though,
of these Jedi texts?
And I'm watching I'm watching the movie right now on my computer, but you know I'm going through it.
Oh,
but
wow.
like, what was the point of the sacred Jedi text? It added nothing to the story. Like, can you guys think of why it was there?
The next movie's plot point.
Like, the only thing
Maybe.
The Jedi.
Yeah,
only
maybe
thing
it has
is-
something to do with like a plot point in the next movie, possibly.
Because
Ray's
Ray's probably gonna sit down, read them to learn what the Jedi
To
were.
learn more.
And then,
Well, if you guys remember,
pro-
Yoda later
probably
on
near the end of the
says-
movie, she's gonna start training Jedi.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Remember how Yoda says later on how the information contained with those books contain nothing that the girl does not already possess. So why does she even need the book? She already knows everything.
Good question.
Very strange.
The only thing I
She
could
could
think
learn
of,
how to rebuild the Republic.
The only reason I could think
That's-
of is they never
She becomes
say
your own Jedi
this,
Master.
but the only reason I could think Luke, like the Sacred Jedi texts, are even in the movie is because Luke is trying to find out, you know, why the Jedi made the mistakes they did and how he can improve upon them. My issue is that's never explained. It's never explained why the texts are even there, and it would have been a very interesting plot element if they expanded upon that even more. Like, if Luke explains things to Rey about things about the Jedi and the Force that neither of them had heard of before prior to reading the texts. You know, like in the trailer, if you guys remember when Luke says, you know, what do you see? And Rey says, the light, the darkness, the balance, and Luke says, it's so much bigger.
Yeah.
And then it shows the sacred Jedi texts. I thought it was going to contain some kind of information in there about the Force, the Jedi, the Sith, whatever the case may be, and explain things that no one's ever heard of before. And that would have been interesting because we get to learn more about the Force that we didn't previously. And again, as this movie was marketed and advertised, things about Star Wars as you know it are going to be changed. Well, kind of, but in terms of this plot point, it was never really explained. That's a genuine question I have, is what's the point of even having them if you're not going to do anything with it? Something else I want to bring up too.
Subplot element, maybe.
Episode 9, that probably that's like an
We'll have to-
excuse in a way. That's like, oh, we're just gonna say that for the next movie.
I guess it.
I guess we'll have
I've
to see.
been thinking about this, and it kind of feels like it's now that Luke's dead, the Jedi texts are all that's left of the old Jedi Order, and now basically they have to be destroyed, and the Jedi will never come back again.
And then everybody's screwed. Pretty much.
But why not go to Coruscant and just find a way to get the records from there?
Yeah, find the old Jedi archives.
Boom.
Boom.
I mean, they
Yeah,
weren't
it'd be
destroyed.
nice.
We know this.
It would be nice to see some of the older Jedi stuff, to see how it's changed or what it looks like now after all these years.
Well, time to address the next big elephant in the room, because this is another reason why the movie is dividing so many people. Do you guys truthfully feel that this movie is trying to make females in charge? It's trying to overpower women and make men seem like idiots.
I mean, there are certain bits, but no, it's not entirely about that.
For the most
I'm
part,
hoping not.
no. But the way the characters
Not
are
really.
written, the
No
females
offense,
in this
no
movie,
offense.
you know, I'm happy to see more females in Star Wars, but, you know, the females in this movie, they're generals, they're queens, princesses, you know, we've had that before, but in The Last Jedi, they're almost always the ones in charge, they're leading the Resistance fleet, you know, and what have you. But almost
Not
every
Rose.
character, almost every male character in The Last Jedi is seen as either naive, annoying, unintelligent, not good at fighting. The only real one I can see that's not like that is Poe, but even he gets like hammered in terms of, oh, it's your fault that we lost over half the Resistance fleet, and he just gets torn to shreds about it, and then he gets demoted, he gets slapped around, and no one really cares what he thinks. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can see why he made the decision, and it was a pretty rough decision in the end.
They did lose a lot
But
of fighting.
I mean, the demotion, I can totally see why Leia did that, because he's been kind of like the top dog. He was kind of put as like the best fighter the Resistance has.
Best pilot.
And he just kind of needed to be put in his place a little bit.
You know what's funny? There's actually not long after, I think that immediate scene after Leia demotes Poe, there's actually a scene where Finn and Poe were talking, and Finn is asking Poe what happened since he was, last awake. Why was that cut out?
Yeah, that would have been. Like, it would have gotten Finn, like knowing what the hell's been going on, would have been out cold. Like, what's happening?
Yeah,
Where's
it
Rey?
explains,
Where's this? Who's that?
like Poe tells Finn what's been going on and how the First Order's been tracking them and everything. He explains all of this, and that was cut out for some reason. That didn't make sense to me.
So many scenes that were cut out that shouldn't have been cut out. I'm like, why?
Maybe it was a thing that, like, the director and the screenwriters of the movie, they didn't want people to keep thinking about the last movie. Maybe, I don't know.
They
They
want to
didn't
focus on
want
the
people
new
to keep.
future.
Yeah. I mean, that's
stupid.
probably the only reason why I can think of. But sometimes
to be
that could
fair,
be a
though,
good thing.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's never really explained how the First Order found the Resistance base. They just found it.
Like, hey, there it is.
That is a good question.
So
I did notice that watching a movie. I was thinking, okay, how did they find
If
it?
you play Battlefield 2 in the free DLC, it kind of explains it. Same thing with the Dreadnought.
It's Battlefront.
You guys gotta.
Not Battlefront.
Is
You
Battle-
guys gotta pay. You guys
Oh
gotta
my
pay.
God.
You guys gotta pay $20 tickets instead of the standard $10 tickets to get all the scenes that explain all of this.
Yo, go get it. Go get
You
it.
guys gotta buy the premium Blu-ray edition.
$10
with
for the
deleted
standard
scenes.
edition, $30 for the deluxe. Okay.
It includes the bonus. It includes the major plot element scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh
Really?
shit, it
Yeah.
costs too much to see the important plot. Shit.
So,
I just gotta go for the boring shit.
No, we paid for the Luke milking the sea cow edition instead of the
yeah.
full edition.
Oh yeah,
That's like
true.
the whole movie. The whole movie just shows him going back and forth to the milk to that day and thing. Oh, that'd be so bad.
It is so true though, because you watch the movie and then you're like, it feels like a lot of stuff's missing, and then like as I already mentioned 2 or 3 of them, these deleted scenes that add so much more. Isn't it weird how like the scenes that seem more important to be included are deleted, and then you have to buy the Blu-ray to see them? It's so weird.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what the
like,
worst
fuck?
part was? Although, I kind of see this as a victory for us, is that when the movie initially came out, Rian Johnson said that there were not going to be any deleted scenes at all.
Yeah, he did say that. Holy
Yeah,
shit,
about
you're
that.
right.
Liar.
What a fucking liar.
Fucking liar.
Yeah,
What a
I
fucking
guess
lying
this is
idiot.
like,
What are you
whoa,
talking
what the hell are you
about?
talking about?
Ryan
There's like
Johnson,
8
what the
deleted
hell?
scenes. What? And to be
There are
fair,
always
some of them
deleted
are pretty
Lies.
stupid, but
Yeah.
there are a few which should have been in there that just makes you why the fuck did you cut those out? And what do you mean there
There
going to
are
be in
always
deleted
deleted
scenes?
scenes.
Like, yeah,
There's always
exactly.
gonna be some, I
Like,
guess.
even if they don't look fully finished, you took the time to film those. Those are not like what? Anyway,
Yeah.
we could talk about that forever. But moving on is
Oh, yeah, we can go on and on.
we have the whole scene with Kylo hesitating to blow up Leia and then Leia flying in space.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think of this
Oh,
part?
yeah.
I got quite a few things to say, but I'll let y'all go first.
I kind of liked how Kylo hesitated.
Yeah, that's what
It
do
still
too.
shows he hasn't fully turned.
yeah, he hasn't fully gone.
It
down
just
that
goes to
dark
show that
path.
he ain't as much of a monster as everyone thinks
He's
he
not
is
a-
because
He's not a bad person.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, I would say
Well,
not.
just
Well,
wait till later.
Up
got-
until to a
He's
certain
got
point,
issues.
yeah.
He's
that
got issues. Let's just say
that
that.
interesting idea gets thrown out the window later on, but essentially,
Let's just say he's got
Kylo
issues.
hesitating to blow up Leia, I didn't mind that whatsoever. I thought that was interesting, but the fact that
Yeah.
these other TIE fighters come in, nearly blow up the whatever room there, I guess that's the cockpit, and it
Yeah,
shows
something like
Leia,
The bridge.
Admiral Hawk, the bridge. It shows Leia, Admiral Akbar, all the other resistance leaders being engulfed in an explosion, being sucked into the vacuum of space that would kill any standard human almost instantly. However, I had to be honest. The first time I saw Leia flying through space, I almost laughed. Almost laughed.
Oh,
The only reason why I almost laughed is because there were other people behind me that were legit laughing their asses off. It's not
I'm Mary
because
Poppins, y'all.
God damn it, Logan.
we get why she's doing it, but it just looks silly. And it doesn't make sense story-wise. The only thing we
And
saw
this
her,
is the only time she's using the fucking Force.
and no, before any of y'all throw out that tired-ass argument that I've heard, well, Luke could have been training Leia after Return of the Jedi on how to do stuff like this. No. In case y'all forgot, Luke has been hiding out on a fucking island like a pussy and not training anybody. Leia's been too busy being the general of the Resistance. She doesn't have time to be Jedi training. What are you talking about?
But
She hasn't been training
Yeah,
shit.
after
But what
Return of the
about
Jedi,
right
all he
after
was doing was
Return of the
searching for
Jedi?
answers.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like,
he was
right
searching for
after.
answers. He was starting up a Jedi Academy. Leia was being a general of the rebellion/resistance. She didn't have time to be in Jedi training, so no, Luke could never have taught her that. I'm sorry. And plus, they never explain this, so I'm critiquing the movie itself, not things in the background that may or may not have happened. I'm talking about the movie itself. And the fact that we've never seen Leia really use the Force to its fullest potential. The only real part where we see her use some kind of connection with the Force that made sense because it was very minor, but it was well executed. Remember in The Empire Strikes Back when Leia sensed Luke was hanging off that railing or whatever under the city?
Oh yeah.
That made sense because the Force connects family. We understand that. That also explains why Kylo could sense Leia and the bridge, because the Force connects family. And by the way, I'll bring this up later on with Kylo and Rey talking to each other across space. But the fact that we have not seen Leia use anything Force-wise, she basically went from nothing to being a god. She was being in the vacuum of space would kill almost any person instantly. And the fact that she was out there for, if you look at, I'm looking at the timestamp right now while talking about this. She was out there for at least a good 60 seconds and then flies herself towards the spaceship and then they let her inside of it. It just doesn't make sense to me story-wise.
Yeah.
very true.
You know what's funny too is when Poe and all of them open the open the airlock to let Leia in. They literally just open the airlock that leads right into space, and none of them get sucked out. Like their plot armor is so thick that it keeps them inside the ship while the airlock door opens and Leia can fly in no problem.
Hold on, guys, gotta turn on my anti-grav boot. There we go.
Seriously,
My anti-grav boots I'm not wearing. There we go.
I'm watching that scene through again. None of them get sucked out into space after Leia is put back in the ship. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then Admiral Akbar was almost standing right next to her, but he dies and Leia doesn't. Like, what?
Well, first of all, there's your first mistake by killing Admiral Akbar.
Poor Admiral Akbar.
In that
like,
fucking
oh,
scene. The most pointless death ever.
Let's have Leia, one of the most iconic characters in all fantasy media, and also for Carrie Fisher in her last movie, to not do absolutely anything for 80% of The Last Jedi. Let's just have her be in a coma for most of it. Good idea, writers. Woohoo! Woohoo! You know, it's
Well,
just...
I mean, I don't think they counted on her dying.
Not!
Alright, we gotta talk about Admiral Holdo. Oh boy.
Oh,
Why
mama.
the fuck is she there?
So
Hi,
first
who
of
are
all,
you?
who the fuck is she? Second of all,
If you read the books, you'll find out.
if you read the expanded Disney comic book for Star Wars, it explains this, you morons. You have to read the books.
You want to find out the truth? Just read the books. Just read the books. You'll find out everything.
God, I'm getting Halo 5 vibes right now.
Yeah, and the fact that, like,
You gotta read the books to find out the truth.
her name was never mentioned before. She comes in, she starts bossing everybody around. However, she simply is just giving, like, this inspirational speech. I liked her speech where it says, you know, we're the last hope that the galaxy has, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I could get behind that. However, Poe walks up to her and he simply asks, so what's our plan? She says, wait, I know you. You're a hothead and you never think things through. I'm not telling you shit. What?
And you
Why
recently
the
got
fuck
demoted.
not? Why don't you tell anyone
hold
your
on.
fucking plan?
Yeah.
So this is the only time I will ever be pro Holdo. Her
dear.
upon repeat watching, the plan is good. It's really good.
The plan's
one
great.
The one glaring flaw about the plan, nobody
Didn't tell
knows
us.
the plan.
She didn't
Exactly.
tell
She
anybody.
didn't
She
tell
didn't tell
anyone!
anybody. Like, how
Other
the-
than that, the plan would have been great if you just said something.
Why
But
keep it
no,
a secret?
just
You're putting
explain-
all of these people's lives in danger.
But
By
no,
not
you
telling
have
them
to
the
explain it
plan.
away with Leia saying she was more interested about our survival than being a hero.
She sure was,
And-
guys.
She would have been more.
Sure.
Sure was.
She would have been more interested in survival if she told everyone the plan.
Tell us, what are we doing here?
So,
I got a plan, but I'm gonna keep
What
it
do
to
you want to
myself.
be? A terrorist? A
I gotta-
traitor?
I
No,
gotta-
I want to be a person who cares about our
We
survival.
keep secrets.
But not tell
for-
anyone shit.
Yeah. it's
This is
just-
who I am.
I inspire you, but
She would have.
it's
She
myself.
would have had a better plot point if she was a traitor.
Yeah, like, that's one
exactly.
thing
That would have
we-
been
Seriously.
crazy. Like, what if she was
For
like
a while,
some kind
I
of
thought-
first order spy, and then
That's
what
Poe
I
would've
Poe had
preferred her to do
suspicion.
that.
Because they were tracking
Like-
them, and everybody's like, "Who's
They're
how are they
tracking them
him?
because,
Who
yeah,
is
because
it?"
Holdo was giving away their position, and that's why she wasn't telling
Exactly.
anyone the plan.
Could have been the freaking person. They fucked it up. They fucked it up.
They done fucked up that bitch.
I can't, man. Oh, it's so.
So honestly, did you guys feel anything, like any sympathy whatsoever when she died? Any?
Nope.
Anybody?
Not
None.
really. I'm
I
like,
thought it was.
Were any
cool.
fucks
That's about
given?
it.
I mean, I thought it was cool. I was just
Maybe
thought it
like,
was cool.
just
like
maybe
thanks for
just
your
a tiny
sacrifice.
pinch, but nothing else.
Pinch.
It's
Okay,
like, oh,
so-
she died. Okay.
The
I was
hyperspace
like,
kamikaze. I'll say this: it looks
Kamikaze.
cool. It looks badass.
Yes.
But
Oh yeah.
you done fucked it up. If you could just use hyperspace as a weapon type, then why not just autopilot X-wings or something and crash them into things all the time? You
I mean,
can't
but I
weaponize
feel like it only
hyperspace. That changes everything in Star Wars.
I mean, I feel like it would only work with the big ships. I mean, the small ships might just disintegrate, while the big ships would actually go through something.
I don't know, like
That's what makes sense to me.
It never really explains that though. Like, you could have, you know, Y-wing bombers that are carrying all these giant-ass bombs and just use hyperspace to create a big-ass explosion. Why couldn't you just do that instead of putting people's lives in danger?
Money!
I mean, we don't know the exact science.
People say this, well, hyperspace is very expensive and the hyperspace fuel costs a lot of money. Okay, so explain that then in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Real quick, since
And it can be very
we're on the
dangerous.
topic of spaceships, Poe Starfighter, with his new little jet thing they had attached to it.
Oh, it was cool.
What fucking use was that for?
It was cool, and then it got blown up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
Like,
maybe
bro,
a
what the
cool
fuck?
ship.
That's basically...
blow it
all
up.
gets blown up.
That's basically, you know, if you think about it, that's basically The Last Jedi. Is, oh, here's something cool. Nope, just kidding. It wasn't that cool.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cool. Here's something interesting. You're gonna love it. Plat.
Blech.
Exactly. Oh, hey, something cool. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, look at that. That's so. Oh.
So that's what happened.
Oh. I'm just gonna go kill myself now.
Isn't the movie like one
I'm
big? Ha! Just kidding. I got you there, buddy.
It feels like it is.
Yeah.
If you think about some of the decisions that were made and the things that happened, you're like, ha, gotcha.
Fucking Kennedy.
I mean, so far what we talked about, the bombers are going to fail. Nope, no, they're not. Just kidding. Leia's about to die.
Oh, shit,
nope,
one
she's
fair.
alive. Their purple hair lady is a traitor. Nope, she's actually just not telling them the plan because she's a bitch. It's like,
Stupid.
Finn's gonna have some type of issue because he got sliced up by Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens, so he's gonna have some issue walking around the Last Jedi. Nope, he's totally fine.
Good.
He's good to go.
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
vector tanks really work.
Rose's character means something. Nope, just kidding.
Kind of?
Hey, look, new character. Oh, wait.
Okay,
Oh.
so okay, what was the point of Rose? What was the point of having
Absolutely
her there?
nothing whatsoever.
Romance! What?
Not really much. Just
Stupid romance
most-
plot.
Exactly.
I want to say this
Like
before people
me-
start throwing out the sexist and racist card. I don't give a flying fuck if, you know, she's a fat black girl that speaks like she's from Detroit. I don't care as long as her character is well written. Well, that's another video, Logan. I don't care as long as her character is written well. I don't care what they look like. Have their character be well written. Have them be relatable or something. Her character was written terribly.
She's relatable because her sister was in the first scene.
I mean, the second we see her is obviously like she's upset because her sister died. Risking her
which
life
makes
to save-
sense, right? And then
Yeah, like
she's told that
heartbroken.
she was marketed as this character that was really a nobody in the background, kind of like Finn in a way that makes Rose and Finn on a relatable level. However, that's almost immediately thrown out the window because she tells Finn, "Oh, I was put in charge to watch these escape pods." It's like, what? I thought you were just a maintenance worker. Why are you suddenly given guard duty? What? Yeah, she's given like that taser weapon that she takes Finn out with, practically.
Hey, that guy.
Can I ask
Not
a question here?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Did anyone else laugh when she tased Finn?
No.
Oh, come on.
Maybe like a slight
I-
giggle.
I mean, I can't remember exactly what happened on that part, but I mean, I do remember knocking him out.
I didn't laugh. I was just like, what the fuck was that?
I guess it was just kind of like a snicker. I guess I can't remember really. That's
It was
But
the...
yeah.
Okay, he got caught.
funny. Like that's you failed.
And then
What's
Finn,
he fucking do?
and then Finn is paralyzed
Find out
again. It's like, what? Okay.
Wait,
Sorry,
what?
Finn.
Injury, recover. Injury, recover. What? So
Pretty much.
Like,
That's Finn's character in
Invincible.
a nutshell.
is he invincible or some
Sorry,
shit?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Probably for the sake of the plot or something. Yeah, probably.
The
Black
actress
Lives
who
Matter, but
played.
seriously.
I'm not gonna ding the actress. The actress did a good job. You know, I don't mind the actress. And plus,
Yeah,
she's
for what
cute.
she's given, she did good.
I'll say this:
For
she's
what
cute. I like
given,
her. As an actress, I like her, but as a character, no, it doesn't work for me. And I actually asked some of you guys this earlier. If you take Rose's character, just imagine this for 1 second. Take Rose's character out of The Last Jedi. Replace her character with Poe. And genuine question. Does anything about The Last Jedi story-wise change?
Not really. If Poe was there, they would do exactly what they were going to do. Go find the hacker.
I mean,
And the only thing that would
have
change is the romance. The only thing that would change was the romance with Poe and.
Or how about this? And this
Finn
is
and
something.
Rose.
This is something that
That's the only
I
thing
think
that would change.
should have how it gone in. If you need Rose's character, fine. How about this though? Have her be a maintenance worker, yes, but she knows a lot about tech. And when someone brings up that hyperspace tracker, Rose says, "I know how that works. I can disable that or be the code breaker." Why not have Rose be the code breaker? That way, her character has a more important role instead of having another side character
Exactly.
thrown in there. You know?
Yeah.
That way Rose has more
Which-
significance and her character means a lot more. She's basically the responsibility of the resistance survival is resting on her shoulders cuz she's the code breaker. Why not have her
Yes.
be that? You know? If you want her to be included in there and have her be like this empowered character, why not give her that ability? Instead, we have this terrible side plot where they go, "Oh, we have to find this code breaker that's out on this other planet somewhere, so we have to go find that
Oh,
person while the resistance is getting shot at."
and then that planet has a whole different meaning, but we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get on this one here in a minute.
Yeah, and then Maz Kanata was in the movie probably like 20 seconds. She's like, "Oh, it's funny. She actually says this. No kidding. She says this. Oh, I could help you, but I can't."
She's like in the middle of like some
A
battle or
union
something.
dispute.
She was
You
in-
do not want to know.
I
she was
could
in
help
some
you.
kind of battle.
But I won't.
I could to the woman getting shot
I'm
at for
too busy
reasons we don't
filming
know,
Black Panther.
because I won't tell people.
Wait, what did you say?
God,
Jackson?
I didn't know Maz and Holdo were related.
Oh god.
I could help you.
Tell
I
people
could show you
shit.
everything.
And I'll tell y'all
But
shit
I'm-
about what's going down. Never.
Never. Only I can know.
So I want to
Could
mention
you-
this
could you
too
tell us
because this takes place a little bit before they Finn and Rose go to cancel Blight, but the whole side plot where it has Rey and Kylo being connected by the Force, they can kind of see each other. I think that was cool, and they should expand upon that more. And I do like how
Yeah.
there's some like I said, I don't hate the movie entirely. There's certain aspects of it I like. This is one of those things I like. My problem though is they didn't expand upon it a lot more. They just made it so that Snoke was the one, controlling them so that they could see each other. I said, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. That makes Snoke seem very, very powerful.
Crazy.
He can connect people's minds across the galaxy. That's crazy. They don't really expand upon that. And my other issue is one of the times where they are, connecting through the Force is one of the times they do it. It's meant as a joke. You guys know what I'm talking about, where we have shirtless Kylo.
Yeah.
Leave out Ben
Ben-
Swallow. Just leave
Ben
him out
Swallow.
completely.
Swallow.
Whenever they introduce something cool, they kind of dwindle it off as a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In case you guys noticed, like a lot of things we have issues with is they introduce something cool and then it's either forgotten about, it turns a 180 and makes you be like, nope, that's not actually what happens, or it's put off as a joke.
Like we're like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, like,
I'm just kidding.
he's not wearing a shirt. Put your
the
shirt
jokes-
on.
Some of the jokes I do like though, the part where Luke is first trying to train Rey and he has like that little leaf and he's
Oh,
touching
yeah.
it on her hand. She's like, "That's the Force. Can you feel it?" I'm like, "Oh, I do. It's so powerful." Slaps her with it. That was actually pretty funny. I laughed
That
pretty
was
hard at
pretty
that part.
funny. That was pretty funny. Oh man, I love that.
You know what's kind of weird? In that scene, it kind of reminded me of like the one movie, The Empire Strikes Back. It kind of reminded me of the Yoda teaching the Luke the Force kind of thing, and that's what the scene kind of reminded me of. It's some way it kind of reminisced when he first got trained, and he thought when he was doing the Force, and Yoda was like, you know, like hitting him or saying it was wrong. That's what it kind of reminded me of, and I thought that was kind
how
of
Yoda
cool.
would like hit Luke with his walking cane, like nope.
Yes.
Like I remember when he was trying to lift up the Starfighter. What
The
was
rocks?
it? His ship.
Or
And,
oh yeah,
something
yeah,
about
the
the-
Starfire.
And he's like, I can't. It's too big. I'm like, judge me by my size, do you? Or something like that. I was like, judge me by
Yeah.
And he just and then at some
One
point
of
he
my
just
favorite
looks up
moments
like,
in Empire
"Ooh."
Strikes Back is when Yoda's like, concentrate.
Oh man. Oh man.
Falls
His
over and
face,
he's like,
his
"What?"
fucking face, concentrate.
One of the most recognizable memes GIFs in the world today.
See that's how you do a joke. It's not trying to be funny. It just is because of how it's executed. Naturally
Yeah,
funny.
It just happens.
Natural
just
humor is
happens.
the best humor, not forced humor.
Yeah.
Always. Natural humor
Like
always
that
wins
beginning
over
part.
forced humor. Exactly.
Woo,
Natural humor.
Oh man.
And by the way, I want to
funny
mention
enough.
this now. The whole thing with Rey being conflicted with the dark side is never expanded upon. It's never explored. She completely forgets about it because she's just the perfect Jedi. She completely rejects the dark side. It's never explored. Why? Well, what was even the point of having her being tempted to the dark side?
But Luke did.
Yeah. Like she.
Return of the
that part where
Jedi. He explored the dark
training
side. Hence,
And that part where
why he
he was
force choked those
training
guards at
perfect.
Jabba's.
Thing is,
Right.
though, is when you force choke, you don't have to necessarily be a Sith to force choke. That's
Yeah.
You can be a Jedi and force choke, but it's not the Jedi way.
You could be a great
Even
Jedi
if
and
you do
learn
it.
that. There you go.
Yeah.
Like Mace Windu.
Which that's
Like
pretty
Mace
much what he
Windu, for
was.
example.
Yeah.
He is a Jedi, but he's done things that are like Sith-like stuff. When Mace Windu,
He uses
like,
uses the dark side when he fights. Yeah.
yes.
Kind of like Mace Windu, yeah.
Mace Windu's dangerous. That's what makes him good.
Because he's one bad mother.
Until he.
Bam, motherfucker!
So do you guys think that Rey is a Mary Sue?
I can see how people would think she is, but I will say no.
Alright, why?
I don't know. It's just Star Wars has always been that way. Kind of like with Luke all of a sudden. It's
If you
really hard to
remember,
explain.
I think that's hard for you to explain because you can't really compare Luke to Rey. You can't.
Yeah.
You have A New Hope
No.
where
No, yeah.
Luke starts out as a nobody, and he kind of learns the Force, but Luke throughout
Yeah.
A New Hope fails over and over and over. It's not until the very end of the movie, with Obi-Wan's help, that he ultimately wins. In The Empire Strikes Back, Luke fails over and over and over again. He tries to lift up his X-Wing. He fails. He tries to save Han and Leia. He fails. He tries to fight Vader.
He fails.
It's not until Return of the Jedi
He
that he
fails.
barely wins. He barely wins. But with Rey's character, as soon as she's introduced, takes on enemies, she's fully combat trained, she can speak Wookiee, she can speak droid, she can fly any ship that she comes into contact with. She knows more about the Millennium Falcon than Han Solo does. He's been flying the ship for almost his whole life. She's able to take on Kylo Ren by picking up a lightsaber with absolutely no lightsaber training before that. She's able to mind trick stormtroopers without ever knowing how to do that before, or even knowing that's ability that one can use in the Force. She's able to defeat Luke Skywalker in combat in The Last Jedi.
And that's also after he gets back his Force powers.
Yeah, did not like how they treated Luke's character in this movie whatsoever. The main reason why is simply because he kind of acted like a douchebag throughout the movie, didn't he?
True. Yeah.
It's the way they wrote him. It was just not Luke.
I feel like they wrote
just
him the complete opposite way as what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like,
because I used to view
Jedi.
Luke as like the most badass Jedi of all time, but no, in this movie they treat him like as if none of that even mattered at this point. Like he's just a completely different person.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I don't
he's
care
almost
about
like
that
an
anymore.
emo. He's like, I failed Kylo. I failed the galaxy. I can't do anything right.
I give up. Fuck y'all, I give up.
That. Luke wouldn't do
Yeah.
that. I don't care if
the
it's
Luke
like
Skywalker
30
I
years.
know, he would not do any of that literally whatsoever. The Luke I know would stand up for what's right, but in this movie he literally does absolutely none of that, and that really disappointed me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I don't want to say, oh Jesus.
No,
I think
I want to say like
hashtag not my Skywalker.
Here's what I think they should have done, and this would explain why Luke was trapped in the island and never escaped. Wouldn't it be interesting if, so, you know, that whole time where Luke's Jedi Academy was being destroyed? But what about this? What if Luke had no idea who destroyed it? No idea who blew it up? And then Kylo was one of the, or Ben Solo, I should say. Ben was one of the few people that survived. And then, you know, Luke, like, hugged Ben. He said, I'm so happy you're alive, blah, blah, blah. He had no idea Ben was the one that carried out all of this. So what if, because Luke and Ben were some of the very last Jedi left, that he said, why don't we try to figure out a way to gain more power, to fight back against those who might try to stop us? Let's go find how, you know, let's find the origins of the Jedi. So what if Luke took Ben on this journey to find, you know, the ancient writings of the Jedi, and ended up finding the sacred Jedi texts on this island that Luke found? Wouldn't it be interesting if this whole time Ben was planning to betray Luke, and that way when Luke and Ben are on the island, all of a sudden let's say the Knights of Ren come in and start attacking Luke, and then while they're attacking him, Ben destroys the ship they got there on. And then all of a sudden Ben and the Knights of Ren escape, and then Luke's trapped there on the island, and he had no way to get off.
But wait, that would nullify a major plot point from The Force Awakens, which is no one, not even Kylo, knows where Luke is. And that
I know, but wouldn't that be interesting though if they explored that instead of the story we got? You know what I mean?
I mean, true, it would make a better movie than The Last Jedi in certain ways, but still, like, that would have been a way better subplot than what comes next.
Oh, I failed, and no. It doesn't make sense. I don't picture Luke just flat out giving up. Luke was willing to sacrifice himself to bring Vader back to the light side. The fact that he's not even willing to help out his own nephew to see the light again makes no sense. And by the way, the fact that they would even write this in, they would honestly make Luke willing to murder his own nephew in his sleep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No,
I thought that was just very un-Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, that was
worthy. That was
like,
just wrong.
before y'all give me that tired ass argument that I hear time and time again. Oh, but Luke hesitated. He thought about it and immediately withdrew. No,
he was thinking about it though.
He was invested in killing him.
Yeah,
he would
he
have never done that in the first
like,
place.
Oh man,
He would have never thought about it at all.
Like he said,
much
he
less
could
think about murdering him in his sleep. Are you kidding me?
yeah,
That's not Luke.
yeah.
Hashtag
That's
not my
what I was
Luke.
about to say. Like,
Hashtag not my Luke.
back in
Well, it's
Star Wars
hashtag
ever.
my
Luke was
Skywalker,
just
but
a
yeah.
young kid. But the way they treated Luke here and watching back then, I'm like, this is not how Luke would be. They ain't Luke. They completely just changed him. Like, he just went from the Luke we knew and loved to just someone else.
He was almost like a totally different
Blew my
person.
mind, man. This is not Luke.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this
Yeah,
is.
it's not
It feels
Luke.
like
I'm
it's
like,
like an
how?
entirely different.
That's how Mark Hamill
from-
felt.
Yeah,
It's how Mark Hamill felt. Yeah,
yeah. Mark Hamill didn't like it.
That's not his character.
He
His
didn't like
exact
anything about how
quote
they
Yeah,
wrote
he
it.
was like,
His exact quote, I'm pretty sure, was, I wasn't playing Luke Skywalker. I was playing Jake Skywalker, his distant cousin.
Yep. That's sad.
Yeah,
I feel really bad for
like
him.
just in the New Hope.
Yeah,
and Empire
just
Strikes Back and
recently in
Return
an
of the Jedi.
interview, he even said he does not care whether or not he comes back.
Yeah,
at this
I read that
point.
too.
But
Because
And I
it's not
said I
fun.
don't blame
just,
him.
but yeah, just watch it.
Yeah,
I honestly
like, you
don't
know,
blame him if he doesn't come back or not. Because
I
they
wouldn't.
completely like botched his character, like big time. They completely like botched everything he knew and loved when he did all those years ago to doing something that he
Yeah, like
completely
back in the
hated.
New Hope.
Hmm.
Back in the New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. He was willing to help
I'll
his
get
friends,
to
willing to risk
another
his life.
thing that I'll get to another positive thing about Luke later, but
But yeah.
yeah.
I think we're
He
all in
was
mutual
willing to
agreement
do
when they
anything.
say when we say that they could have
Yeah.
written his character a lot better. I get what they
Yeah,
were
I mean,
going
there-
for
Yeah,
is
they
they were
could've.
trying to make Luke seem like, you know, the Jedi need to end because of all their mistakes and everything. We need to be something. It would have been better if he said, "We need to be something better. We need to be something
more.
than the Jedi."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Now
that's,
that
the
sounds
problem
like
is
Luke.
that's never explored. You know, it's forgotten about.
Yeah.
What if Luke
I
said
feel like-
the Jedi's biggest mistake was they disconnected themselves from emotion? When you suppress emotion, it's that much easier to turn the dark side. When you embrace emotion, it makes you, you know, a more compassionate person. That's why the old Jedi ways have to end. We had to be something better. I would have been on board with that.
Yeah.
That's never explored. Luke says the Jedi
Oh, yeah.
need to end. We don't need any more Jedi. Okay, how are we gonna stop the Sith then, Mr. Luke Skywalker?
They're not
Become
more
Sith,
Grey Jedi.
according to Disney.
Right?
I got a
Oh, yeah,
question. Didn't he
he's
say that
fine.
in like one of the first trailers of the movie? Like,
It's
didn't he
time
say
for
something
Jedi
about?
to die. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he only says it. He says only once in the movie, but he never said anything upon what he said before. Like he never really explained further
Just
about
says
what the Jedi
need to
did.
end.
There's only
Yeah,
one
that's
real
all he
scene
says.
where he kind of explains it. He says the legacy of the Jedi is failure. They allowed Darth Sidious to rise to power and wipe them out. It's like, okay, I could see why, but
And it was a Jedi Master.
But really,
responsible
upon
for
that, he doesn't
creating
really
Darth
like
Vader.
explore further. It kind of disappointed me about that.
he doesn't say what his plan beyond that is. He simply just says the Jedi have to end. Nope, no, that's it. They have to end. It's like, okay,
That's it,
if
nope.
if you truly believe that, why are you even bothering to train Rey at all? If you're such an emo
Good
about
question.
it, why are you even bothering to train her at all? Because R2-D2 gave you a hologram of Leia saying, "Help me, you're my only hope." Like that's
Okay.
is that
I-
why?
The old.
I got kind of like a statement on that. I feel like maybe the reason why he was wanting to train her on that point was maybe he thought that she could be that something more type of thing. When you were saying earlier that the
he
Jedi need
isn't
to be
around.
like something more. Yeah, like he thought that
If
maybe
he isn't
she could be
around,
the
why not
way
just-
they change. Maybe she could be the reason why they could change their Jedi ways or something like that. Maybe that's why he wanted to train her at that point. But
I mean,
Again, the problem
could
with the
see
movie,
that, but-
the problem with the movie though is that's never explained.
yeah, that
yeah, they never
then
focus
again
on
they
that.
never.
If we would have had at least like a
Yeah.
30-second long scene where Luke says to Rey, "You kind of remind me of me when I was younger, you know, ambitious and overly confident, wanting to take on the whole galaxy. Maybe you can make up for
Yeah.
my mistakes." Have a scene in there, then we would not be talking about this at all. But that's never explained. It's never put in there.
Yeah.
So many good potential things
Yeah.
story-wise they just didn't bother putting in, or the things they did put in don't make sense. Which, by the way, speaking of plot elements that don't make sense, yeah, Cantu Blight. The casino.
Well,
place.
We
moving
get
on.
it. We get the point you're trying to make. Just stop.
just
I just
stop.
wanna say
Just
it
fucking
should've been-
stop.
I wanna say it should have been like a prison. I'm gonna say right there, it should have been like some kind of prison.
Exactly.
Come on.
You know what would have been cool? I was actually
Like a prison.
watching the Avatar: The Last Airbender animated series recently. Do you guys?
Yes!
The series.
Do you guys remember that
Yes!
two-part
I love that
episode
show.
where it had the boiling rock?
Yeah.
Oh,
It would
yeah.
have been cool if something very
I
similar
think
to that
so.
was put in The Last Jedi. Like, how about this? Wouldn't it have been interesting as if we had some kind of like resistance leader or someone that was only able to be the code breaker, but they were trapped into prison, and then Finn and Rose had
Yeah,
to
that's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Finn and Rose had to go into the base and try to find them and escape. But instead, we get
That'd be
this.
awesome.
We get this forced SJW message about
Animal
capitalism
cruelty.
capitalism is bad and rich people suck and poor people are where it's at and we can't have animal cruelty. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I saw this in the movie, I legit almost walked out of the theater when I heard this line. So basically, after they are done rescuing those dog horse things, or the fuck those
They were cute.
I forgot what
They were
called
really
them.
cute.
But
They were cute.
so after they manage to escape for a brief moment,
like
but they see the
flip side of
first order. Not the first order. They see like the security guards coming towards them, and then
Yeah.
Rose basically takes one of the harnesses off of the animals, and she goes, "Now it's worth it." What? No, it's not.
Cringe.
It's not.
Cringe.
Like, do you really not
just
think
do it.
that this planet doesn't
Get
have a
off.
security team that can recapture those animals like 5 minutes from now?
Yeah.
And
Now
we
it's
still
worth
don't
it.
have a code breaker at the time.
Now it's worth it.
They didn't even find the code breaker they were intending to find. They just so happened to find this random dude who
Well, they-
stutters, and they're like, "Yep, he's the guy. Let's just take him and get out of here."
Which,
I
hold on.
Well, like I said,
I thought Benicio del Toro.
Betrayal's a
I
bitch.
said that he was probably drunk. I said Benicio del Toro's character was like he acted like he was drunk most of the
It-
movie. Just the way he was acting.
I didn't know
He
Timmy
was good
from
at
South Park was here.
he was
Are you
the
drunk?
DJ,
Alright.
I
DJ
didn't
as a
know anything was
character,
here.
DJ as a character is pretty much wasteful of
Yep.
someone of
Nothing-
Someone with that actor's
Why-
talent was wasted.
yeah. Why
Yeah,
have
Benicio del Toro, man.
play
Benicio del
play
Toro.
this? Why not have him be, I don't know, like you said, maybe the Knights of Ren, maybe something else.
Yeah, one of the members.
Hmm.
Just anything other
Or
than
something, man.
him.
The stuttering
However-
drunk guy who.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That being said, I like how later on they set up kind of like this subplot for the next movie where I'm guessing maybe Finn and possibly Rose go after
Yeah, you told me
DJ.
about this. Yeah, they go
Maybe.
out and
Well-
fucking
I mean, if
Give
We'll
these
get to
people
my
down
view
after
on
that.
Finn later.
it does
Alright.
end
treacherous
if
bastard.
this subplot actually does come to fruition, I will actually kind of be happy about it because someone will actually get
Yeah.
comeuppance.
Yeah, but the issue though is what we got the scenes
Yes.
in the casino. What we got added nothing to the actual story. You have this whole major plot point where you have the First Order attacking the Resistance and who are barely surviving. Meanwhile, it almost seems like they're
Yeah.
taking this time. They're not rushing to find the codebreaker on this planet.
Yeah, that's one thing.
You know what they
yeah.
could have done?
They just
In order
around
to make
taking
that
their time
planet
thing.
like important. I'm taking this from you, Nightmare, but have the Resistance get captured.
okay.
Yeah. Again, it goes
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
why not
yeah.
make it? Why not make it a prison subplot?
Yeah. Make it a prison,
fine,
and
yeah,
then
that's exactly what
those
I
guys are
said.
the only ones who made it out. Conveniently.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
You just
exactly
made that
what I said.
planet
Let's make
10
it
times better.
prison.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again,
made
the issue
it,
though is
like,
what we
these people
got
get
was
captured, yeah.
it was such a shift in tone. Like almost the entire sequence
Yeah.
of Canto Blight was silly. It was put out to be like goofy in a way, you know? And it wasn't that
I mean, they
funny.
tried to make it sound like it was
And-
a terrible place.
If you guys watch the Yeah, like a casino planet is so much more horrible than there's literally
Yeah,
in
like
the
they try to
expanded
make it sound
universe
like it's a
there's
bad
entire
place.
planets that people go to get tortured. But no, a casino planet is where the really bad stuff is. Like, give me a damn break.
Yeah.
If you guys noticed, there's actually a deleted scene. It's like 15 minutes long. It's just literally Finn and Rose being on those horses or whatever. That chase scene was originally going to be a lot longer than it was. Like, it just kept going on and on and on and on and on. I'm like, what the fuck is the point
Why
of
would you
this?
ever want it to go on that fucking long, though? That's the question.
Yeah. I wouldn't go on that
That's
long.
one of the huge questions.
We need to get our money's worth.
Why do you guys think that was included in there, honestly? To, like,
Candle
push, like,
bite?
push
The
like
whole
some type
animal
of
thing?
message agenda or something?
Writing towards
Message
dog
like,
things is better
don't
for
do animal
it's better for everyone.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
Don't do animal
Granted,
cruelty.
they
I don't
did
know.
they did kind of push that like a lot, but overall it is a positive message. They just
It is, yeah.
went way overboard with it.
Why in a
Like,
Star
you
Wars
don't
film,
need to go
though?
that far.
Why in a Star Wars film? Why
You don't
do
have
we
to
need
go that
why do we need political messages in a Star Wars movie? We don't
don't know.
Star Wars,
It
man.
just-
Space battles, Sith
we don't
Wars.
want
Jedi,
Star Wars for
what?
politics. We watch Star Wars for dumb entertainment.
I mean, there was the prequel.
Yeah, we kind of proved that with the with the first two movies of the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, and it wasn't good in those. I'm not saying it's good. You know, they weren't good in those movies, and it's not good in this. Take that out of our Star Wars movies.
It's just, yeah, don't.
I wouldn't say the politics in the prequels are bad to the point where it's unwatchable. They were okay. There was a whole deleted scene
They're alright.
about the politics, though.
I'm glad they deleted though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the major
move.
issue though with Cancel Blight, usually most people in their Last Jedi rant videos, they don't really explain why it sucked. For me, it sucked because of the change and shift, the forced messages, and the scenes just weren't that interesting to me. It was, you know, this thrilling, suspenseful chase to walking around this casino planet. We gotta find the code breaker. You know, we gotta break out these
Gotta
animals.
find that red rose guy.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we
Gotta
gotta
find
give a
out the
peasant a
red
ring.
We gotta give this random
now we
kid
gotta
a
give-
ring for no reason. Okay.
Oh, now we gotta have this drunk
This kid
southern
that
guy
only shows
with
up
the-
one other time in the movie.
We gotta care about him.
Yeah, I remember that.
We gotta set up the
talk
next
about that
movie.
later.
Boy.
And then we got Benicio del Toro coming in.
So
Hey,
a scene I
what's going
liked.
on?
A scene I liked was I actually liked the mirror scene. It was weird, but it was weird in a cool way.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was
I also liked how when Rey touched the mirror, it just showed herself. And I was like,
yeah.
It makes you think, and I like that. So for me,
Yeah.
personally, I don't have issues with it, but I could see why people don't like it. Because to be fair, it is kind of random. It's like, what?
We thought that would
Hi.
give answers.
It doesn't.
It did nothing.
It doesn't really
It
give
really
you much
did.
It does
answers.
nothing for the movie other
It does
than give,
nothing
like,
for the story, though, to be honest.
I feel like-
Yeah.
But I brought up the whole thing where I said that if she isn't like related to anybody with the Force, she may have just been born with the Force. Like y'all said, Anakin was born with the Force. It could be possible that
I'm
maybe what
fine
they're
with
doing
that.
with her.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't mind her being a nobody. My issue with her being a nobody is they hyped it up
Fucking
for her
explain
parent, for her parents' lineage to mean something in The Force Awakens. The way they hyped it up, and the way they made you question it and made you interested.
Yeah.
But then The Last Jedi, they don't make it interesting. Oh, they were just drunken nobodies. Nobody. They sold you off for drinking money. My problem is it's the way they hyped it in the last movie and made it seem important, and it turns a 180 and
Oh,
it's
it's
not important.
Not that
And
important
I
now.
mean,
But also,
Simon
the question
Pegg,
is really, if she was made out of nothing,
Wait.
who did it?
Here's what I think would have been cool. What if Rey was a reincarnation of Anakin.
That
Yeah,
was
that's what you
thrown
told me.
around a shite ton when
Really?
around the
Shite
time the
ton?
movie was
Yeah.
coming out.
I mean, think about it. She had in The Force Awakens, as soon as she picks up that lightsaber, Maz Kanata says the Force is connecting you with that lightsaber, and she has visions of Luke's academy being destroyed, the Knights of Ren. She has a vision of that Cloud City hallway
That was a
when
cool
Luke was
vision.
fighting Vader. So the Force is connecting her with it. I think that the reason why it would have connected her with that, it would also explain why she's so powerful with the Force, because she's just naturally powerful with it, because Anakin was naturally powerful with it. And in a way,
True.
when a Force user is reincarnated, they carry over those same abilities almost instantly. Kind of like in and I'm again going to compare this to Avatar. I don't know why my Avatar: The Last Airbender is on my mind. Whenever an Avatar dies, they're reincarnated into the next person who automatically has all those same powers.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be
that's right.
interesting if they explored that?
I mean, that would
That would
also
be
explain.
interesting. Now
That
you
would
know,
explain
interesting.
away the Mary
And if you think
Sue.
about it, here's where shit would be crazy. If you think about it, what if Snoke created Anakin? And in a way, Rey is indirectly created by Snoke.
No, just Plagueis.
I mean, they kind of already
Mind
said
blown.
that Plagueis created Anakin, so.
But no, they threw that out the window. That's never going to be explained. And it would have been so.
Oh
it
yeah,
would've
that's
been-
right. Ryan Johnson said "fuck you" to the prequels.
It would have
right.
been cool as if if we find out that Snoke is Plagueis, so he created Anakin, and then he in a way created Rey. So wouldn't that kind of make Rey have to follow Snoke, and that would have made her even tempted more into the dark side to follow Kylo Ren? Wouldn't she have even more of a reason to follow Kylo Ren at that point? Like that would have been crazy. I would have been like, oh shit, Rey's going dark side. No, we're not going to explain that whatsoever. And by the way, how the hell was Yoda able to summon lightning and destroy the texts?
Force Ghost.
Spirit.
Force Ghost, bitch!
Force Ghost.
But-
bitch.
Don't worry, guys. We could easily use the Force in many ways during the day. Oh wait, there goes the thing.
I get why Yoda's not a murderer. He wouldn't just go around killing people with lightning, but why not make things easier for the Resistance if you can just summon lightning whenever you feel like it?
Just summon like this Force Ghost battleship from the Republic days.
Disable the Dreadnought or something so they can't follow them. If you can just summon
No,
lightning
just-
whenever you feel like it.
No, there's out of nowhere, just Force Ghost, this giant Republic starship. Like, hey, how's it going?
Kind of like
Um,
reminds me of Lord of the Rings a little bit, where they had the ghosts help out in Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I don't know why it just reminds me of that.
that was cool.
They were-
But
Oh, that was
can
cool.
I
Yeah.
can I put something out there just for the record for anyone that's watching this video and is still convinced that Yoda was CGI and not a
Oh
puppet?
dear, here we go. Here we go.
No, it was
Confirmed.
not.
Puppet. It was a puppet.
Yeah, he.
It was
The aura around the puppet. Yes.
Yeah, the little
Yeah,
blue
that's
light
obviously effects
is
because he's a
CGI,
ghost,
Yeah,
and they need to make him
okay.
look like a ghost.
because he's not.
But no,
I
like, he's not
liked Yoda
living.
being in it, but I don't know, he just looked kind of weird to me.
It was a different model
feel
from
like-
the old days.
I feel like
Plus-
I feel like they were trying to copy the original look from the original Star Wars movies. I feel like that's what they were
They
trying
They
to
literally
do.
found another model
Which
that
is-
the R's originally made.
which isn't
Yes.
bad. I mean, it brings back the old
And
days
also-
of Yoda and everything.
Also, new tech making it look different than it did in, the 80s. Because we have new cameras that are higher definition. And therefore,
Technology, man.
it wouldn't surprise me if he looked different.
Technology, man. Well, yeah.
I'm one of those few people that don't mind if he was CGI as long as it looks good. What's the problem if
Yeah.
it looks good?
Yeah, people complain about CGI a lot, like, oh, they need more practical effects because practical effects are good. I'm like, not really. As long as CGI is good, as long as they do it right, no problem. If they fuck it up, we got a
So
problem.
here's a little known fact for you prequel haters out there. Did you know that the prequels actually used even more practical effects and real sets than the original trilogy did? Oh, you didn't know that, did ya?
What? What a shocker!
Just a random thing I want to throw out there. But, yeah, just so much stuff doesn't make sense. I know a lot of people don't like Snoke's death. My issue with Snoke's death is because he was made to be an interesting villain because he was introduced in the first movie in a trilogy. A lot of people will defend this till they die, saying, well, the Emperor Palpatine was never explained. Well, here's the thing, guys. He was a hologram in The Empire Strikes Back for, like, one scene, and then Return of the Jedi, he wasn't in it that much. Snoke was in The Force Awakens from the get-go. From the get-go.
Yeah, he showed up pretty early on, and he
was
showed
made
up
up to be
pretty
this
early on.
intimidating guy, and there,
He's
I
played
guess,
by a guy who could do that. Yeah.
and I don't like when people say, "Well, the Emperor's story was never explained." So you're already pointing out a bad story plot point where you're saying that, oh, this other character that's very similar to Snoke was never explored either, so we have to kill him off the exact same way. Why do we have to compare Snoke to the Emperor? Why can't Snoke be a unique villain? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why can't he be
And
his
also
own powerful
Boba
villain?
I mean, they're different. They're both really different in their own
Boba
way.
Fett and Phasma.
Oh God! Don't.
You can't. Well, you can kind of compare Boba Fett and Phasma because they're not really.
Phasma's more interesting,
Yeah, I don't know.
but
about
still
that.
a throwaway character.
Well,
Definitely
we'll get to
throwaway
that in a
character.
second.
You know, there's a deleted scene that shows Finn fighting Phasma, and they talk a bit more.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah,
much better
the
than the
alternate
original.
death scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should have
I would
been.
have preferred that than to what we got, which was
Which he just
would've been
gets
much-
killed off like super quickly.
yeah. And,
Yeah, but in that deleted scene,
and she's like, "You are always scum," and he's like, "Rebel scum."
Rebel
and then
scum,
the floor
bitch.
just
Rebel
drops and she
scum.
falls into fire, and that's it.
But the deleted scene.
Oh,
was
but
different,
Jackson, she
entirely
may actually be
different.
alive for episode 9, you know, because story DLC.
Actress confirmed she's dead.
The deluxe edition of the movie.
Yeah, actress
Actress-
confirmed she's dead. What a fucking waste
She-
of a character.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Kath.
and
Thanks,
you know
Kathleen
what?
Kennedy.
The same thing can be said
Thanks,
and will
Ryan
be
Johnson.
said
Thanks,
about
Kathleen
Snow.
Kennedy, guys.
It's too soon.
Thanks,
Why
Disney.
does-
It is
Second
too
movie.
soon.
Why
Yeah,
not
these
keep
characters.
him around?
Would have
Like,
been
it would've
better
been
is
so
if a
much
lot of
better,
these
man.
plot elements be saved for the third movie instead of the middle of the
Exactly.
trilogy.
That
You
way, yeah.
Like, yeah.
But even
shit's
then,
gonna go to hell.
the way he dies was so fucking cheap. He is this super powerful being who is practically omnipresent because he can link people's mind across galaxies. He can throw Rey like nothing, like a football. He's able to throw around Kylo Ren as well easily, like he's a fucking baseball. He's able to throw around Admiral Hux just by looking at him through that hologram. So
Yeah,
you're telling
all
me
that
this
was
almighty being who can see almost everything and everyone in the galaxy, who is so fucking powerful, just with the flick of his finger can toss people around like they're made of paper. You're telling me that someone that powerful can't fucking sense a lightsaber that's about to stab him right fucking next to him?
God.
I know his every move, and I know everything he's thinking about.
Oh, that
I know he's
pissed
gonna
me
turn
off,
that
like,
lightsaber towards you.
How?
There's
And
no
stab it
way.
through your
There is
chest.
absolutely
God.
110%
I
no
just-
way he could ever betray me. Oh gosh, he
back
betrayed
on.
me!
Oh my God! He stabbed. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I am dead now.
what
What
the
a
fuck is
waste
And
happening?
then
of
brings the
Andy
lightsaber towards
Serkis.
him. So that
Fuck
Rey
you,
can catch
Kathleen
it.
Kennedy.
Ryan Johnson. Oh my.
Kathleen
Alright.
Kennedy!
Ball!
I got Kathleen Kennedy, guys!
I don't
Alright,
care
hold
what
on.
Catherine
I've had
Johnson,
enough of
the
this.
biggest
now.
load
It-
of
I
bullshit,
blame
man.
everything on Ryan Johnson. Everything.
I don't.
He's partially
I blame
No,
long
partially.
Kathleen Kennedy.
I
Partially,
do-
it's him
see,
too.
I would.
I blame the secretly married couple.
Kathleen Kennedy, I gotta feminize Star Wars because, you know, I gotta make women seem marvelly powerful because fuck all the men, right?
But you can't.
Fuck
But you can't
Snoke
have a
because
freaking
Snoke
you
can't touch
Snoke
Rey.
steal power.
No way, Jose. What?
Jesus
mean,
Christ, man.
Oh my god.
Really?
I swear
don't
they're secretly
care.
married.
The only
Like-
thing I blame Kathleen Kennedy for is giving Ryan Johnson his own trilogy after making this movie.
Did they not
That was a
realize
bad
how-
idea. I don't
And
think,
it's
I don't,
not even going
Did
into
they
the
realize?
past.
You even
It's
Yeah,
not even,
it's
it's not
supposed
even gonna
to
be in the Old
change-
Republic era. Like, forget that. Bye bye. That's the
That might be
Oh
the
my
Game of
God,
Thrones
man.
trilogy. Which
I can
thank
go
God.
on and on about the whole Snoke and
Honestly,
I can go on and on, but I'm not sure if I want to.
I would
right now
love to
because I'm
make
gonna get
a
angry.
trilogy of that.
Ugh.
Just for the Old Republic. I would love to.
You know what would have been cool is if, let's say, yeah, Kylo did somehow manage to stab Snoke, but what if Snoke's body, like, started to fade, like it was actually a hologram? Then they would have been like, oh shit, that wasn't actually Snoke! And then
He's
Snoke
still
says,
alive.
guards, after them! That would have been
Kill
cool!
Or like if Spirit
know.
runs away, it's like, hey, I'm not
For
I'm
those
not
of you
dead
that are
yet,
gonna
but
say, for those of you that are gonna say, well, Snoke, there's rumors that he's gonna be alive in Episode 9 and blah blah blah.
rumors.
But if he's actually dead,
Keyword.
that is so fucking stupid.
And that means we have
That
to
is
deal with
so
Kylo.
stupid.
We have to deal with.
I mean,
Kylo
I've
being the
heard
villain
that
and
there's
Hux being
going
the
to
villain.
be.
So
Oh,
Kylo was a terrible leader. What are y'all talking about?
yeah, like
He's
we have to deal with Kylo.
basically
And,
an entitled, conflicted brat. More! More!
like we have to deal
I
with.
want every
these
single
two-
cannon to fire on that man.
Gosh.
Wasting
Blast
your
that
supplies
thing
on
out
one
of the
fucking
sky.
person is a downfall.
who's
get to-
not
we'll get to
even
that later.
there?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
Yeah,
hang on.
yeah.
My favorite scene in the entire movie, I think all of y'all are gonna agree, is the
Oh, yeah,
Praetorian
I
Guard
know.
fight scene. Easily.
Yes. Yeah.
However, everything right before that and everything immediately after that sucks. It sucks.
Very true.
Snoke dying. We have a badass
Why?
scene. Zero complaints. Zip none. Love that fight scene. One of my
Oh, yeah.
favorite fight scenes in all Star Wars canon. Immediately as that fight scene ends, they immediately blow it. They immediately blow it. You have,
Exactly.
Kylo might be turning to the light side. No, just kidding. He's still bad because bad is cool.
Yeah, he's pretty much
Why?
just
No,
tells Rey-
no,
he,
no.
he pretty much-
The interesting part, he almost had Rey.
He almost, yeah, that's what.
He almost
Yeah,
had
he
Rey.
did.
He almost had Rey.
He almost
What if?
had
Nope.
her.
What
Sorry.
if this?
Staying
What
true
if
to my
this?
roots.
What if Kylo tells Rey, you know, join me, please, and then she reaches her hand out. We get some shit that happens on Canto Blight. It cuts back to them. Rey starts to cry, and then all of a sudden we see a shot of Kylo's hand that's being reached out, and then we see Rey's hand just grab it, and then like crazy shit, music starts playing, and it shows a shot of them, you know, holding hands, and then it ends. The movie ends there.
Shocking.
That would have been, in my opinion, a cool ending.
It would leave
It
us
would have
wondering
been
what's
the
going to happen
I,
next. It would be
I would
leaving
have
us-
walked out, found the
If it-
nearest gun, and shot a whole
If-
bunch of people.
Let's say if it
Why,
was
why is
ending-
that?
That's not no. This is
Well, let's
Star
say-
Wars.
Hold
Granted.
on, let's say if it
the-
was.
the
This is
Empire
real
Strikes
life. You
Back
get
had a-
arrested for shooting people, Jackson.
Yes, I know. But still. Okay, I maybe wouldn't have shot people, but I would have beat the
Either
shit out of
way.
someone.
You still get arrested for assault and battery.
So, yeah. Well,
I'll plea insanity and get off with
Okay.
probation.
And a mental asylum.
Probably.
Yeah, 'cause-
But
I don't
look,
know.
I
that's-
would have
it's
liked
not the
that.
point.
Would you be mad because it would have ended at like such a cliffhanger?
I mean,
That and it wouldn't. I mean, they build up to it, but still, like, at least it makes sense. Where, like, wouldn't she at least hesitate a little bit more and think about it rationally?
No.
Well, that's the other
Like-
thing is, if I was to have written the movie, I would have changed a lot more things so that her decision to join Kylo would have been more justified. You know what I mean? But I'll probably explain that later on about how I would have written. Because to be honest, if I was to have that ending, and I get why, if they just had that ending in the original movie, would have made no sense at all. But if I was to have written the movie and changed certain things around, you'd be like, okay, yeah, I would probably have been like, oh shit, that's a crazy ending, and I kind of like that. But I'll explain that later on. So, yeah, I don't like how they immediately blow off Kylo might be turning to the light side, and nope, he's still evil. Did not like that. And then we have Anakin's lightsaber, or Luke's original lightsaber, being destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
Did not like that. I did not like how they destroyed his lightsaber. Like, if you're going to keep his lightsaber intact for these new movies, why are you destroying it? That's such a big symbol of Star Wars. And then you destroy it.
It was Anakin's lightsaber, and then it was Luke.
For something
but guys, they're probably going to repair it in Episode 9. You have to wait. Give me a break.
Repair it.
Yeah, but...
And they repair it in Episode 9, break it again. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, dead giveaway for something that happens a little later on, but we'll get to that.
Yep.
Good lord.
They fucked it up. They really fucked it up. It should have been green.
So then we get to Crate, which is basically Hoth 2.0. It's funny, there's actually a little bit where one of these soldiers, with the Rogue One director, is also there as a cameo. One of them, like, takes his fingers to the ground, licks it, and goes, salt. Yeah, we have to point out that that's salt and not snow, just so Star Wars fans will be like, why are you guys on another snow planet? This is basically Hoth. Like, seriously, look at that scene and then look at Empire Strikes Back. Like, there's a scene in The Last Jedi where you have all of these soldiers going in these trenches, readying weapons and looking down and seeing walkers start to come towards them. That same shit happens in The Empire Strikes Back. It's basically the Hoth battle all over again. So, yeah, you want the Hoth battle? Oh, that's in this. Oh, you want a scene where a person going under Jedi training goes underground and gets tempted by the dark side like an Empire Strikes Back? Oh, that's in this one too. You know? Just so many things they copied from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. It's just it's ludicrous. Yeah. You could almost, not every scene, but almost any scene in this movie, I could tell you, is at least somewhat similar to another scene in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Seriously.
Except maybe Canto Bite.
Thankfully, yeah, not Canto.
Canto Bite was stupid. Let's leave it
but original. But original.
Yes, it was.
Original,
yeah,
but stupid.
Original.
Yes,
was kind of
that's what I'm saying.
Sorry, guys.
And I'm just adding the but stupid part.
So everything on Crate.
I said but stupid.
We got
everything for the most part on Crate, I liked. You know, the whole battle itself I thought was pretty cool. I don't know if it's just me though, but wasn't the battle on Crate a little bit short?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big criticism. I thought it'd be a bit more. Oh man, I feel like the final third act should have been a bit longer. Like like the first final battle in the movie.
You know what else is crazy? You know what else is crazy? Not a single one, not a single, I forgot what they call them, but not a single one of those walkers are destroyed.
Gorilla.
None of them.
Gorilla walkers. Gorilla.
Yeah, none of them.
Gorilla walkers. Not a single one of them are destroyed. None.
All of them live to fight another day.
Like,
live to walk another day.
Literally the entire Canto Blight fight scene, I liked it at first, but then it just ends way too soon, is literally it's just the Resistance and these shitty fighters going up to the guerrilla walkers. Then all of a sudden TIE fighters come in and they try to evade them, and then, oh, we got this battering ram cannon about to fire up, let's go away. And then
what the fuck is that name though?
That's the battle. Like, what?
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Don't forget the Millennium Falcon shows up.
Yeah, we're Rey.
Convenient saving point is convenient.
How did Rey get off of that and then all of a sudden find the Millennium Falcon?
Maybe
maybe Chewie
she sent a message to Chewie?
Maybe? Yeah, maybe
it's
Chewie
never explained.
Picked him up.
Yeah,
she literally went from from using the Force and, you know, accidentally
teleporting.
destroying the lightsaber, and then Kylo wakes up. He doesn't see her there, and then he doesn't even know where she is. And then it's not until way later we see Rey all of a sudden on the Millennium Falcon. Like, whoa, what the hell? Speaking of the Millennium Falcon and Chewie, what was the point of Chewie even being in this movie?
He didn't do much of anything, really.
He didn't do anything.
All he did was he just flew.
I feel like he was like one of those like third or secondary characters.
I didn't have a problem with the Porgs.
I mean,
I didn't have a problem with the Porgs, really. Like him, you know,
he ate Porg.
rival with the Porgs. I didn't have a problem with that until they became very annoying during the Millennium Falcon and the Underground Caverns crate scene. I would have liked it a lot more. However, that whole chase scene when the Millennium Falcon is in those crate caverns, like every 10 seconds it cuts to the Porg like going.
But it's like freaking out.
Because that scene is good. It shows Chewie is a good pilot, and it's like, oh shit, don't crash into anything. You know, it's a really cool scene, but it's annoying because like every 10 seconds he keeps cutting to a screaming Porg. Like, stop! I'm trying to watch the movie.
We gotta sell these toys, man.
We gotta sell the toys, guys. Kathleen Kennedized.
I remember when that Pork was like in front of like the controls for Chewie, and Chewie just says, "Get the heck out of my way!" and pushes it out of the way. Like, get the hell out of the way! I'm trying to.
Yeah,
fly
there's a bit like that. That whole chase scene, like every 10 seconds, it's like, okay, stop.
All right, we get it. The Porgs are evasive.
We get it. They like to scream when they're scared. Get the fuck out of the way! I'm trying to watch the chase scene. Go away.
They get it. They're cute. Thank you for letting me know. I already knew they were cute when I first saw them. Thank you very much.
Also,
and also they lost another dish.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they lost another dish. One of the turrets doesn't work anymore. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it still works. Hold on. Like,
even though the Millennium Falcon literally crashes, it crashes through the surface and is somehow totally fine.
Yeah.
Plot armor.
Like the turret breaks, and then they all of a sudden, like 2 minutes later, it's firing again. And it's not even the top turret, it's still the bottom turret that Rey was firing in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I swear that turret gets destroyed so often and just magically gets fixed. It's like whenever you're playing like a magic game where you like blow up you like blow up a gas station tank or whatever, you come back 10 seconds later and it's repaired.
Wait, did I just destroy that?
I could have sworn there was
Could have sworn there was flames.
That's a second. No, it's okay, guys. The Porgs. The Porgs fixed the turret. They repair ships. You didn't know this? Well, you have to read the Disney Star Wars comics. It explains all of this.
How they're secretly engineers and everything.
They're secretly engineers.
Alright, now we have to talk about probably one of my most least favorite moments in all of Star Wars canon.
Oh dear.
The sacrifice or the...
that wasn't really a sacrifice.
It's that bad.
Yeah,
it's that bad.
The wannabe sacrifice.
I saved you, dummy.
You didn't save everyone else!
This is why our character is so bad. I'm going to try to get through this without screaming my head off. I had to genuinely explain why it sucks. The way it was built up when Finn was flying towards that battering ram cannon, he should have just died. When he was flying towards that, saying, I won't let them win, he should have just died, honestly. It would have been a good send-off, and it would have been another reason why Rey might be tempted to be lured to the dark side, is while they should have kept Rey on Snoke's ship, and he would have said, and after Finn dies, Snoke could have been like, look at this, Rey, your best friend just died. Everyone that you're around dies. Come with me, you'll gain all this power, and no one you care about will die. But no, so here's what actually happens, okay? So if Finn was to have crashed into that cannon and blew it up, the Resistance would have not been in danger, and they would have been able to escape. However, Rose thought that it would be a better idea to save Finn's life, potentially putting everyone else's life at risk by allowing the battering ram cannon to not be destroyed. And plus, her method of saving Finn makes no sense. She crashes her ship into him, potentially killing both of them. She says, it's not about fighting the things we hate, it's about saving the ones we love. That's what Finn was trying to do!
Resistance.
That's what Finn was trying to do! He was trying to save the ones he loved by stopping the First Order from launching that battery ram cannon in the first place! In case you forgot, Rose, Admiral Holdo did the exact same thing earlier! And they have probably the worst written romance story ever. Like, she kisses him, and even Finn's face is like, wait, what the fuck? Like, John Boyega's character, John Boyega must have been like, wait, what the fuck? Was that even in the script? What the hell was this? That's his face after she kisses him. It's like, what the fuck? Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
You know, earlier, Josh, you mentioned how, you said how Rey would come to the dark side and, like, saving the ones you love kind of thing. You know, that's kind of similar to how Anakin went to the dark side. You know how Sidious was always telling him, I can save the ones you love. I can save Padme and everything. It just, that kind of brings that out to me. Like, that almost sounds very similar. Like, what if
quote-unquote
Finn did
save,
die?
as in he killed her using the Force.
Unfortunately, Anakin still ended up killing her either way. Unfortunately, Anakin still ended up killing her. But it sounds similar. Like, Finn dies, and Snoke says, well, I can make sure nobody else you love dies, or whatever, I don't know, something like that. And it kind of sounds similar to how Darth Sidious was to Anakin, like saying, he can save the one you love. You join me.
Exactly, but it's the way it was done was just awful. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that stupid love subplot. And we might have a love triangle between Finn, Rey, and Rose in Episode 9. What's the point of that? That's fucking stupid.
Yay, cheating.
Make things more at stake. Triangle. Have Finn die, have Rey being lured to the dark side, have all this cool stuff happen, but no, we're not going to do that because Disney. I guess. I don't know. Because
we're Disney. We like
violence
things, not bad things.
We can't have bad
guys have
fucking
one
leftist.
big, crazy, epic moment. We just gotta have them all get killed and be terrible, like Snoke.
What do you guys think about? So there's a plot point that was briefly brought up, but it was quickly brushed over. Is where they send out like this signal for help across the galaxy for Allied forces to come in, but they all ignore it.
Oh yeah.
And then Leia's like, "Oh, the spark is out. We're done."
Oh, excuse me.
It was like, so none of, I can't picture that happening. Like, you mean to tell me that you have like this empire that's destroying? Literally, in the last movie, they killed probably billions or trillions of people. You're telling me that absolutely no one else in the galaxy is willing to help fight off these people?
They're scared.
Yeah, that's what made sense. That's what I was like. Wait, no one's going to help them. Like, no one out of the entire galaxy is going to help.
Yeah, no one.
Like, it makes no sense.
Freaking pussy, man. They afraid. They scared. Like, really? Goodbye.
But
well, if they all band together, they could have fought back. But
yeah, y'all handled them the first time. You can't handle them now. Yeah, it's First Order, and they're different. But
it's not like it hasn't been done before, but.
Yeah, just ask the Empire. Is that it? What happened to them?
So,
what happened to them? We all band together.
So, we get Luke Skywalker on Crate.
Yeah.
Or do we?
Ooh.
Or do we?
Or do we? Yeah, that's the question, guys.
I'll say this. The first time I watched the movie and it was revealed that Luke wasn't actually there, it was a projection. At first, I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. But looking back on it,
trickery.
It doesn't make sense. He even said, Rey, I came to this island to die. And also, if Luke knowingly was going to die trying to fight Kylo on Crate from using all of this Force energy, why wouldn't he have just gone there himself? It doesn't make sense to me.
Not only that, like when he gives Leia the necklace, or what was he gave her? Some kind of
it's like the
Han's dice.
Yeah, Han's dice
bracelet thing.
If he was a hologram, then that thing must have also been a hologram. So he gave it to her for no reason because it's just gonna disappear. Like what?
It was a hologram.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
Exactly.
hey, Leia. I'm here to open up. I'm here to open up open wounds. So here you go.
But
I don't know if it didn't disappear.
so-
I don't even see her having her hand anymore after that, so I don't know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't.
Can I say this? So
Yes.
No, you can't.
earlier
Sorry.
I mentioned there was a positive.
Can't-
Earlier I mentioned there was a positive note about Luke.
Yes.
This is actually it. So this was only pointed out a little while ago, but I mean like a couple weeks ago, but someone actually pointed out that Luke's journey actually finally comes full circle. Let me explain. Pretty
Okay.
much, Luke's story began with a hologram of Leia asking him for help, asking Obi-Wan and him
Yeah,
for
Obi-Wan.
help. In the end, it was a projection of Luke helping out Leia. Therefore, and then he dies, and therefore his story comes full circle in a way not noticed by many.
I get you
And
now. I
that,
see what you're
that's
saying.
why I find that whole sequence like really cool now, because watching that back and knowing that, it adds a whole nother layer of like, oh wow.
That
I get
was-
where you're coming from, where you have originally Luke seeing a hologram, and then he helps Leia, who's a hologram, and then Luke is a hologram, and Luke as a hologram is
Yeah.
helping real Leia. I understand that. However, the way in the movie it was executed, I did not like. The reason
Yes.
is because when I picture Luke in terms of him buying time for the Resistance to escape and everything, in a way, that ability he did was pretty cowardly. He was not willing to face Kylo in person. He was not even willing to try to turn him back to the light. When Kylo says, "Are you here to say you forgive me, that you're here to save my soul?" Luke says, "Nope. I'm just gonna stay back here because I'm a coward." That's why I don't like it. I would have preferred if Luke was
If he was
actually
there.
there. And wouldn't
real,
it
yeah.
have been interesting if Kylo would have said, "You pulled off this ability before because you're a coward," and then he starts to attack Luke, and then like Luke throws his robe off or whatever, and then Kylo like slashes his robe and it actually damages it, and then Kylo like freaks out because Luke is actually there. I
That
think
would've been
for
a pretty
Kylo's
crazy
character,
thing.
it would have been more impactful if he was actually there.
Yeah.
True.
But instead of he was just a hologram.
We would have seen a lot more in terms of Luke's ability. We would have gotten more of a fight. I don't like the fight we got where Luke doesn't even really fight Kylo, he just dodges him. I did not like
Yeah.
that. At first
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, Luke is so strong that he's avoiding his attacks like nothing. But then it's, wait a second, Luke's not even fighting back. Well, I can understand why, because it's his nephew and blah blah blah. But they don't explore that. They don't really write Luke's character to say, "Kylo, I'm not fighting you because you're my nephew and I want you to come back to the light." Nope, never says that. Never says
Nope.
that.
He just says, "I'm sorry,
And,
Ben."
Luke doesn't even help try to destroy any of the guerrilla walkers, that Kylo's ship, nothing. And I know this has been done to death, but this was an original idea I had. This is an idea I had long before that video, how The Last Jedi should have ended by how it should have ended YouTube video. Was
Yeah, I think you told me
have
about
Luke
this.
actually be there, and then when all the ships are attacking Luke or whatever, there's a camera shot that just shows Luke closing his eyes. Everything goes quiet, emotional music starts playing, and it makes you as the viewer go, oh shit, is Luke willing to sacrifice himself? And then it just shows all the guerrilla walkers just shooting towards Luke. It cuts back to Luke again with closed eyes still. The camera pans, and then it shows him actually holding his hand up, and you see all of the blasters just stuck in midair. And everyone's in
Kind of
shock.
like what Kylo did.
everyone's in shock. They're like, "What?" And then all of a
That's
sudden,
badass.
build-up music starts playing, and then it shows a close-up of Luke's eye. Slowly opens, and then Kylo suddenly runs off of the ship, like he jumps out or whatever, try to save himself. Then Admiral Hux yells, "Everyone, abandon ship!" or whatever. And as soon as he said that, Luke just launches all of the blasters back at the First Order barricade and just wipes them all out. And takes out Admiral Hux, kills him. Making Kylo Ren the only person that survives that entire battalion. So that way, the only people left to fight are Kylo Ren and Luke. And that way, it could... And that way, we could have also... at that point, if Luke would have used that much force to deflect the blasters in addition to fighting Kylo, and then later on Luke would have died because he was so exhausted, or... I think Luke should have died the same as Obi-Wan. I think it would have been a better full circle, as you said, Jackson, is if Luke went out the same way Obi-Wan did, where he allows his former apprentice to kill the very thing that trained him. I think that would have been a better death for Luke, and everyone would have saw it happen too, instead of Luke just dying by himself.
Yeah.
You know? That's my biggest problem with Luke's being projected as a hologram in that scene. Is looking back on it. It could have been a lot better. It could have showcased his abilities a lot more, but instead he's just portrayed as a coward. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But
not Luke,
another thing, why was his lightsaber blue?
That's
why was it blue? The flashbacks, he had a green saber. What happened to that?
You know what? And here's the dumbest thing. Kylo should have realized that wasn't really there. That would have been the blue lightsaber. Dead giveaway.
Did you know this? I rewatched this movie last night. Did you notice that? Well, I noticed this the first time I viewed it, but if you watch closely with Luke's footsteps on the ground, the salt doesn't get kicked away or anything. Like normally when you step on salt, there's a red mark, but when Luke's walking around, there's no marks. How the hell did Kylo not notice that?
I did not notice anything.
Such a blind. Basically, the only real.
He's a fucking idiot.
He's blind with
for not noticing any of it.
He was blind with rage. Oh, come on. You mean to tell me he wouldn't have noticed Luke's saber being blue and Luke looking the exact same age years and years later? Give me a break. He would have noticed that no matter how pissed off he was.
Yeah, that's the really dumb... That's like the biggest plot hole, is that how did Kylo not know or realize that wasn't really Luke?
You know what one of the biggest plot holes is? That no one I've brought this up to, even the most hardcore Last Jedi fans cannot defend this. You ready? So after that retarded scene where we have Rose kissing Finn when they're out there in the middle of the battlefield, why didn't the First Order attack them? And more importantly, how did Finn and Rose get back to base without being shot at?
Yeah.
Can you explain that, please? Anyone?
Blind
plot convenience.
They're blind. They're like blind, or plot. Yeah, that too.
No, or they're just really good stormtroopers and just don't aim good.
Here's the only thing I could think of is all of a sudden Kylo saw Luke and everyone had their attention on Luke, but in the background you see Finn carrying Rose back to base. Then I'd be like, oh, okay, their attention's focused on Luke. But that's never shown is the problem. It's the movie itself that portrays
the biggest problem is here's the problem where that goes to shit. Luke doesn't show up until after they get in the hangar.
Oh yeah. He doesn't even show up until after they already get back.
Yeah. So it's like, well, what the hell?
There's no reason why the First Order wouldn't have shot at them. Finn is a huge First Order traitor. He is a
Yeah.
big target. Why didn't they try killing him?
And wow, I just thought of this. So after everything that happened with Holdo blasting through Snoke's ship, how the hell did the First Order get down there so fast?
Again,
granted,
there are just jarring plot holes in this film that are just poorly thought out. Poorly thought out.
I was gonna say at the beginning, this would eventually turn out to be a pointing out all the obvious shit and hating on it. And you know what? I was right.
I mean, the more you think about it, the more you find like any sensible person can just think about it and find plot holes in this. You know? No,
I remember when I was talking. This is a little off topic. This is off the Last Jedi, but I remember when I was talking to y'all one day, and I was mentioning how in The Force Awakens, you remember when Leia and Rey first meet? Like, remember when I told you how? Isn't it odd how when Rey first comes up to Leia and everything, and like they never met before, like because Rey was captured by Kylo.
Yeah.
He was captured by
Leia
Kylo.
and Rey never met.
And when they meet in Force Awakens, they're like hugging each other. Like, wait, you didn't meet her yet. You didn't meet her until just now. I'm like, what?
Hold on.
You hugged her instead
They
of
never
Chewie.
met, and they just hugged the first time
Oh,
they ever
hold
see each
on.
other's faces.
Yeah, I'm like,
Hold on.
what?
In defense of J.J. Abrams, he took the blame for that. He said that was all him for like having Leia hug Rey instead of her hugging Chewie. He's like, okay, no, you're right. That was my bad. That was my fault.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just wanted to bring that up because I'm like,
I mean,
yeah, that's
at
a plot hole right
least he
there.
took responsibility for his mistakes, unlike Ryan Johnson, who's just
You
like,
know,
meh.
you know, on record, Ryan Johnson has said that he's been ignoring all the criticisms about The Last Jedi.
I wonder why.
Yes, that's why
He's been
I
ignoring
blame
all of
him.
them.
He's-
Coward.
Yeah,
Look,
Ryan. 'cause,
Everyone's
you know,
asking,
you
what about all the
you messed
questions
up.
you promised you would answer? Not important.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. What would happen?
What about Han
This is
Solo's
my
funeral?
movie.
Yeah.
This
What
is
about
my
Han Solo's
movie.
funeral? Doesn't matter. They wouldn't have time. What about Luke mourning for Han? Doesn't matter. Wouldn't have time.
Bullshit. They would have.
Yes,
he would have,
absolute
he would have time.
bullshit.
They would have time to at least do a quick funeral and a quick little sad with Luke. Had all the time in the freaking world. Not a stupid milk scene. God no.
The cost of
They had
$2
all the
million,
time.
mind you.
That cost $2 million. Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Ugh. Yeah, we could go on forever, honestly. But
Oh yeah.
you know,
Although-
you really could.
Wait a minute. One last thing. So, not this. This really isn't that important, but by the end of this movie, all three of the proclaimed new trio, otherwise known as Poe, Finn, and Rey, are finally all in the same room at the same time after 2 films. It took them 2 films to get them all in the same place.
Well,
you
they
know
were
what
together
is-
in Force Awakens,
you
but
know-
Finn was out cold for that, so that doesn't count, I guess.
You know what, though, is these new characters, they're not that interesting to me anymore.
I mean,
you got Poe, who's a very good pilot. You got Rey, who's special as can be. You got Finn, he was once a stormtrooper.
yeah, he's back and forth
yeah.
of being a coward and a
Can
hero.
I
Coward,
just
hero,
say
coward,
this,
hero.
though? Can I just say this, though?
Yeah.
They fucked up with Leia's character. They fucked it.
Or
The
Leia.
only sensible
Or
thing I
Carrie
have
Fisher.
for episode 9 is if she dies in the background, because they said on record they're not going to CGI her. They fucked it.
God
They
rest
can't.
her-
The family won't allow
God-
it.
God rest her soul, man.
They fucked it. They fucked it up. They should have had her die in The Last Jedi. It would have been sad,
With
but
that-
she could
yes,
have.
With
it
the
would've
scene
been
where she
sad.
got locked,
She could have died
scene
in a
where she got
sweet,
sucked down into space, that would have been
in a
great.
sweet way. She could have
would've
died
been
in a sweet way. You know, in an inspirational way. Like using the
Yeah.
Force or something, and then her body fades away, and then she comes back as a Force ghost at the end. But they fucked it. She's alive, and she's gonna have to die. And but you know what would be really
Off
stupid
screen
is
or in
if
the background,
they
yeah.
keep her alive in Episode 9, but she's alive in the background.
I
Yeah, we
mean,
don't see her ever again. I
I
complained
think-
about this before.
I think there's going to be a minor time jump, and that at the
died,
beginning
bro.
of the movie, she's just died.
And they have, like, a
Maybe,
funeral,
I don't
maybe?
know what
And
they're
they have,
gonna
like, a
do.
funeral?
They open episode 9 with her funeral.
Yeah, that's what. Maybe.
I feel like
Yeah.
they could do something like that, honestly,
I
with
feel like
the
that may be
direction
the
they've been
best.
going.
At least, if just to be respectful to her, yes, that'd probably be the best move.
But
True,
there's so
but-
many things like that that make you go, I don't know. I'm not that excited for episode 9, to be honest. I mean, Snoke is dead, Luke is dead,
Phasma's
dead, Han's dead, Leia's probably gonna
so
be
many
dead.
villains. Didn't every
Basically,
Kylo Ren's
God.
in charge and he's a brat.
and Hux
Hux
is
is Hux
It's
is
all
silly.
down-
He's not even scary.
It's
Oh,
all
man.
down to the new generation. And
All down to
Chewbacca
that.
I'm honestly hoping
and...
Snoke comes back.
and
honestly.
Chewbacca, I guess.
That was
I'm
such a wasted
thinking
character.
there's someone more powerful. If Snoke isn't Plagueis, then bring in Plagueis.
Bring
Plagueis
him
died.
himself.
Oh, Plagueis is dead, according to Disney.
Either way, if there is
No,
someone
Sidious
Bring
more
in
powerful
powerful
someone! Anyone!
At least, if there is a possibility
Bring
of them
back the
bringing in
Emperor!
some
I wouldn't
new-
mind that. God damn!
Yeah.
I guess
Either way,
as
they
for
need
my
someone powerful, man.
I guess as for my closing statement here is this: while I totally understand, there's some good elements in The Last Jedi, and many things that just seem poorly thought out to me. My question to everyone is this, though: you can find enjoyment in The Last Jedi, but when you have a license as big as Star Wars, why don't you take it to its fullest potential instead of placing things in for the sake of just having them when they don't make sense? When you have a license like Star Wars, don't you want to use that to its fullest potential and expand upon that as much as possible? The prequels had their problems, sure, but they really expanded the universe and the lore. They made the galaxy seem a lot bigger. We learned a lot more about the Force, we learned a lot more about the original characters, we got to see all kinds of new planets and how they worked and all these new alien species. So far, these new movies, they really haven't given us much in terms of new things, and the new things we have are quickly brushed off as not a big deal. Snoke, brand new. Oh, he's killed off. Just things like that.
Wow.
That I really just am questioning. And when
But
it
I
comes to
just did
episode
a-
9, the end of The Last Jedi has maybe 20 Resistance fighters left, almost no First Order fighters left. So where's going to be the epic large-scale battles that's usually there in the third chapter of a trilogy? Like, are they even going to be there? Or are they going to be like small-scale battles? And if so, that's very underwhelming.
And I
I'll
just
end
did
with
a head
this
count.
I'll end with this is The Last
I got a
Jedi,
question
not
after what you say.
not a horrible film, not even a good film. I would say in terms of comparing the good to the bad, it's mediocre. But in terms of Star Wars, I don't accept mediocre. When it comes to Star Wars, I want good films. And that's not what we got, in my opinion.
Yeah.
True.
Well,
What was your question?
yeah, let me
Well, I
go
got
first.
2 questions for everyone. First of all, if you could fix one thing in this film, what would it be?
If I
Snoke,
could fix
Phasma.
one thing, in
One
this
thing,
film,
Nightmare. One
It
thing.
would
I'll
be-
say Snoke.
No. If I could fix one thing in this film, it would be Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, there's a lot of things I would love to fix. Really, not just one thing. A lot of things I would love to fix
Yeah.
in this movie. So I can't pick just one.
Second question.
I would also fix Luke.
Yeah.
All right,
What
we'll
was
do
your
the
second
movie.
question?
Alright. What would you want to see in episode 9?
I want.
Would you want to happen and see?
Just one thing, or can we name multiple things?
If you want to name multiple things, I don't care.
Bring Snoke back.
Multiple things would be bring Snoke
And
back,
Festus.
have him revealed to be Plagueis because he's able to bring himself back to life somehow. Also,
God,
I would love to
please.
see the Knights of Ren come in. You know, and not have really any subplots, just focus on the main story. I want like a large-scale battle between the First Order and the Resistance, like all the allied forces of the galaxy just go at it, you know? There's like a full-scale galaxy war happening. Don't just give us another Death Star battle, give us a full-scale galaxy war where you have the ending battle taking place on multiple planets or multiple locations at once. You know, make it
Kind of like they
seem
did in
huge.
Return of the Jedi. They had multiple places that were fights going on.
Yeah, like that.
That,
Bigger scale.
Revenge of the Sith, Phantom Menace.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of battles. Yeah.
They had at least
Would've been
3
nice,
areas where stuff was going on.
Yeah.
And I would have Luke come back in some way as to, you know, give some kind of like inspirational motive to Rey or the Resistance.
Some sort of guidance type thing.
Yeah. I would also, this is pretty unpopular, but I'll say it anyway, is I would like Hayden Christensen or somebody to come back as Anakin Skywalker to try to convince Kylo Ren to come back to the light side.
Yes!
Kylo, wake up, man.
Thank
Kylo.
you.
Yes.
Kylo.
He deserves
Kylo,
a
listen,
second
man.
chance.
Yes, please. No matter how bad people thought he was, he deserves at least one more chance.
We need,
Good
wouldn't
script,
it be cool
good
though?
writing. He'd be fine.
If we have Snoke actually somehow dead, but he's still able to manipulate the physical world even as a Force ghost, what if Luke could too? And then you have Luke as a Force ghost and Snoke as a Force ghost fighting each other.
That's what I thought at first. That's what I was actually saying originally, where I thought it was like...
Two
what if we had,
teachers
like, a
guiding their
Force ghost-
students.
What if we had a Force Ghost battle or something?
And then
That'd
all of a
be
sudden,
weird, but
it's
interesting.
kind of like that scene in that part in Dragon Ball Z where Gohan is fighting off Cell. You could have Luke fighting off Snoke, and then Luke's having a hard time, and all of a sudden Anakin comes in and helps Luke fight off Snoke, and they kill him together.
Father and son.
Yep.
Nice.
But I just thought about this. Wouldn't it be a little more symbolic to have Obi-Wan take the place of Anakin in that scene?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe just a little bit, because he knew Obi-Wan, I'd say, a little bit more than he did his father. Because he knew
True.
Darth Vader most of the time. And
Yeah,
he
but
only
it
met
would've been-
Anakin for...
It would have been a good like ending story arc though for Anakin's character as a whole.
Yes,
he died
absolutely.
He died doing a good deed, but his character overall was evil. It would have been nice for him to come back and help
Yeah,
fight off
I
the evil
see
that he
that
helped
argument.
create one last time. You know,
Booyah!
Anakin comes back
Skywalker.
to finish what he started.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kyle. I'm finishing when I started.
I would like Obi-Wan in some shape or form to come back in Episode 9 as a Force ghost. I don't know if I like him to see fight. The only reason why I think it would be cool to have Force ghosts fight each other because look at Yoda in The Last Jedi. He can manipulate the real world, so why can't, you know, Luke and Anakin's Force ghosts and Snoke's if they're so dang powerful,
Yeah.
you know? But
Right.
we should stop with all of our ideas for what should happen in Episode 9 because we keep this up, we're gonna be vastly disappointed with what we get. So
Yeah.
But
We're
should
gonna be
stop.
going
True.
all night.
I have one last thing. I just did a head count. We only have had 6 new planets in the new trilogy. 6.
Damn.
We've
That's
had Jakku.
sad.
We've had Jakku, Takodana,
Jakku.
Dakar, the Resistance base,
Right.
Starkiller base, Canto Bight, and Crate. That's it.
Damn.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Well, you're not counting Rogue One, but to be fair, we're just talking about the episodic movies.
Yes.
Like the
I
one
liked
away
Rogue
from
One, but
Yeah, I liked Rogue One too.
you know.
Okay, hold on. One last thing. To be honest, who is actually going to see the Han Solo movie?
I'll see it because I like
Yeah,
Star
I'll watch
Wars,
it.
I'll watch
but
it.
Yeah,
my
I'll absolutely. Yeah,
my
I will.
expectations are low. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine too. Big time.
Basically,
Yeah.
I'm
Mainly
gonna wait.
because of the things I've heard about the production in this film. I don't know if
Oh,
it's
it
gonna
was
be
hell.
okay or terrible. So my expectations are gonna be low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna wait
don't be
until the
surprised.
reviews start coming out, and then we'll figure out from there. But yeah, I'm.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
probably
say
gonna go
so.
see it for
As it
Father's
is
Day and
now-
Mother's Day.
I'll probably see
As
it.
it
though,
is
no matter
now,
what,
the
because-
only way I'm seeing that movie is at the drive-in, as part of a double feature. That's it.
It's sad,
better be
you know, it's
good.
sad how we got to this point. They could have done stuff so much
much,
greater
man.
with the Star Wars universe. They
Yeah.
decided to play it safe. It's a shame.
What I'd hope for the next movie, I guess I should say, is that I hope they kind of fix some of the problems that they've caused in this movie, and I hope they kind of try to like do more of executing than just like sitting back on like the bench and letting it all play out like they did in this movie and thinking, oh, we should do this instead of doing that. I hope they kind of just like be a little bit more open-minded in doing stuff and executing a bit better on certain topics. That's what I'm hoping for in the next movie.
For me, I'm going to say right now, we can go on and on about all the issues we've had with this movie and all the stupid things we've seen. But for me, you know, try as I might, I still like Star Wars Last Jedi. You know, it's not perfect, it's not great, it's not amazing, but it's an okay movie. Like I said, there's flaws, there's things they did that just didn't work for some of us. Some was like, you know, just disappointed some of us. But overall, I still liked the movie. I still thought it was fun to watch. It was enjoyable. Like, of course, that fight scene with Kylo and Rey fighting, what were those guys called again? Some kind of knights?
The Praetorian Guards.
Praetorian Guards. Like, that was a really cool fight scene. I was like, oh, that was so cool. Sure, it led to a certain character dying, and it didn't really lead to much afterwards. But it was still a cool fight scene nonetheless. It was enjoyable, and I enjoyed it. And I'm hopefully Episode 9, like J.J. Abrams, I know he's going to be coming back to direct it. I'm hoping he can come up with something. Then again, who knows, Kathleen Kennedy might drive them, I don't know. I'm a little worried, but I'm hoping... Yeah, you got to keep in mind that she's got the power a little bit.
She's still in
so
charge.
She's in charge, but we'll
Still
see what
being
happens.
the feminist in charge as she is.
Yeah, unfortunately. No, but either way, I'm hoping Episode 9 turns out to be good. And the Han Solo film, looking forward to it. I mean, not too excited for it, but, you know. Overall, this film was a disappointing movie. Not a terrible movie. Not a great movie, just a bit disappointing. It's good in some ways, but it's disappointing in a lot of ways. So many things they did wrong, things we didn't like, you know, with Luke Skywalker, just so many things that left us like a bad taste in our mouths. Like, you know, you're just like wondering like what happened. But either way, it is what it is. That's all I gotta say.
For The Last Jedi, I thought it was okay. My personal rating that I gave it was originally
7.
a 6 out of 10.
Oh,
7, 6 out of 10. I can't fully remember it.
yeah, it's somewhere around there.
But after I started realizing the flaws of it, I went to a 5 out of 10. It's an okay movie. Yeah, every movie's gonna have its flaws and everything. This one just happened to fucking suck.
It just happened to have a lot of flaws in it, really.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. But other than that, it's But I can't wait for the next one to see if they fuck it up or not.
Yeah. We're looking at
Wow.
you, JJ.
Honestly.
We're looking at
That's
you,
putting it
It's,
JJ.
it's gonna be a nice little surprise.
We're looking
Yeah,
at you, JJ.
if they don't fuck it up, that's gonna be really awesome. If they do, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, we're looking at
Yeah,
you,
you know,
JJ.
again, I made an
Captain
edit
Kennedy.
of The Last Jedi, which for obvious reasons I can't send you guys a link to or anything, but I called it the Star Wars The Last Jedi, the Enhanced Edition, and Logan here gave it an 8 out of 10, because that's just simply because I cut out a lot of the pointless stuff and plot holes.
Yeah, and the crappy stuff.
Yeah. Have you
And
seen
then
anything?
added
I don't
some
know if
other
you've seen
stuff.
it or not. I know Nightmare has.
10 minutes
Or
of
at
it. I
least
haven't
some of it.
finished it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But well, that's all we have to say, guys. Overall, I think we're in mutual agreement that The Last Jedi as a whole, disappointing. It could have been a lot better. We're hopeful for episode 9, but our expectations
Crossing
are
those
at a
fingers, man.
moderate level because really this left us a bad taste, so our expectations are pretty dwindled, I guess you could say. So we'll see what happens. You know, like I said, we did raid some parts in this video, but that's to be fair because we're passionate Star Wars fans. But you know, for the most part, you know, these are genuine criticisms that I really do think Disney and everybody else defending in this movie at least needs to consider and, you know, have our voices heard in a way. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it up until the very end, I know it was long, but we had a lot to say, so I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you did like our video, please feel free to leave a like, comment about your thoughts and everything. If you agree or disagree, totally fine. We're not here to force your opinions. We're just giving our opinions. Just 5 nerds here on the internet giving their nerds. That's all it is, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll
Awesome.
see you guys never when we talk about the lack of everything in Black Ops 4.
Gosh. Whole separate video. Whole separate video, man. But
whole separate
if you guys
video.
watched the video, if I at least made you laugh or giggle or grin at some parts, please subscribe because that means I did.
Or any of us, at least.
Yeah. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and may the Force be with you.
May the Force be
Always.
with you.
Always.
May the Force be always in your favor, Mr. Potter.
Peace.